All right, we're recording. Let me get the link out. All right, welcome everybody to the Myth Podcast. This is episode number 9. Today we'll be continuing our historical retrospective series and celebration of Myth's greatest tradition, the Myth World Cup. In this episode, we will be covering Myth World Cup, the Myth World Cup 2019 finals. I am GKG. I'm joined by my co-host Asmo, and we have also special guests Ratking and Adrenaline. Rat and Adren, welcome to the podcast.
Appreciate the invite, man. Honored to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Adren, you're returning. We did the what year did we do with you? 2010?
I don't remember.
No, not 2010.
2017.
20.
Really?
Really?
No, 2007. My bad.
2007.
2007. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right. We already did Q&A with you, but you know, if there's any rebuttal, I'll give you like while we're talking to Rat here, if there's any rebuttal to anything that we've talked about since then, your opportunity to let us know if you got anything to say.
I'll just jump in and cut you off. That's why I roll.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Rat. Let's do some Q&A with you. A few questions. We always start with everybody's myth origin story. So kind of give us the gist of what year you started playing, how old were you, and the origin story behind all that.
Dang, dude, that goes way back. Okay, so I bought Myth from a big box store called Media Play, and this was TFL. Probably back in when did TFL come out? 1997. I think it was 10. And in truth be told, it was my older brother by 3 years, that bought the game, and I kind of just watched them play. And when they got tired of it, I jumped on there, ran through the single player, and just was hooked. Absolutely loved it. Eventually got onto some multiplayer, but to be honest, like, I barely knew what was going on. Like, and then of course Myth 2, as soon as that came out, I bought it. And God, love that game, dude. Started playing Bungie server. Was pretty noobish. Got into like raid whoring and uni mapping quite a bit.
Yep.
And then absolutely
lame. Super lame.
Super
a lot
lame.
of people did it back then, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Monty on our team. Monty is a great example. He was a fantastic raid player. So eventually, when I think it was Diablo 2 and some other games started to come out, World War II started blowing up on the Bungie server, and like games started to dwindle. And like if I wanted to keep playing, I had to start like diversifying a little bit. So I got into Reg, got into some competitive orders, the David Eddings order, and then we did Dragon Army. That was with like Anakin, Rick, I think Cyclops was in there. Different players. But anyways, we hit number 1 on Bungie orders for the David Eddings order and Dragon Army later on, which was pretty cool. Not easy to do.
What year was that?
God, dude, that must have been what? It was when the Bungie server was active, probably like the last 2 or 3 years it was. Early 2000s. Gotta be, right?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, this is like easily probably 20 years ago. But anyways, and then eventually started drifting into like tournament play. I played on Ducky's Wu-Tang Clan back in the day, and that was a little bit of a debut in the whole world of like tournament play and like large team, which I was instantly hooked, but I wasn't any good, and that was the problem. Years roll on. Eventually, I started getting into like entering my own teams. I think, was it Marius Net? I think when I came up with this order, the R3. Interesting. The concept there was to form a team that I didn't have to like out recruit someone on, form a core, have it going all year. So when the tournaments hit, we had a team ready to roll. And that didn't work out so great. I don't think we won a whole lot.
Was that 2012? 2012, I think.
Oh, dude, I am the worst with dates and years, dude.
I'm pretty
honest.
sure that was the Satchel Rain year. I think that was against your team. Pretty sure.
100%. Now that like there is the Satchel Rain, which is I think Adren probably one of your like all-time most creative, hilarious in-game moments to me.
Oh, it's definitely my claim to fame.
Dude, so let me for Adren's benefit, let me walk through the story. So like I've got a team cobbled together. We're playing a much better name changer variant of some type, or maybe name changers vintage, I don't remember. But I knew we were going to get hammered. So I've got Slate and a few other people where the game started and where it's Lycan and we're heading out of CTF, I think. And then all of a sudden, either in the chat or in the voice, like I hear like, what's going on? And then Satchel start raining down like around the middle units. And then somebody throws a pus or a bottle and then boom, like, I don't know, 15, 20% of the team just gone. And I was like,
it actually wasn't that much. It took out a few, but we had practiced it a few times, and
the psychological effect,
the potential, man. If the satchels didn't spread as much as they did, or if we got a second pus in there, it could have taken out all of mid. But it didn't. But it was still hilarious.
And wasn't there a moment? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the player could have moved, right? Like there was a split second where if they were just reacted fast enough, but. Yeah, there was that moment, and then another moment was with Cremisi and Honky. You guys got to remember this. So the Chicago Bulls team, right? That like still probably one of the nastiest team, like the most difficult team to play that I remember for sure. And so Stampede, we're probably predicted to lose every game by a landslide. And I think we either tied that game or won it because Cremisi blew up all of Honky's Stampede units on If I Had a Trail.
That's right.
Oh, I vaguely recall something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I didn't know that was your team. I just remember it was Cremisi. But yeah, it makes sense.
That was Honky's like claim to shame for sure.
It was hilarious because Honky, love him, dude, but he talks so much shit. So it's like, you're gonna have that come back on you there. But so I kept grinding, man, and then MWC 13 GKG, we teamed back up. Interesting story. There was an order way back in the day with like Sin and I think Wesley, myself. Those are the people that I remember on it. But
Sin and Wesley are the same person, bro.
Oh, they are? Okay. There's a brother in there somewhere. Am I right on that?
Yeah, Will. Sin had a brother. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Demolition's his name.
Demolition, thank you. Yeah,
Demolition, of course, dude.
I thought his brother was Will. Was it not Will? Or maybe it was
Demolition.
Okay.
Either way, great players and everything. But that teamed with GKG way back in the day then. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, GKG, but I think Grim ran MWC 13, and there was a roster limit or something like that, some type of cap for the overall team roster and like ball rating or something. Like you could only have like so many players rated a certain way.
No, that was only in 2018. Grim tried to do that briefly, probably around that time period, but I thought he redacted that, and I don't think
I can't remember. But at any rate, so we teamed up in 13, won that. Fantastic, great experience. And, I got an idea of like, hey, this is how, watching it get done. It's like a coach, playing on like the Patriots in the 2000s or something, right? And so I captained the team in TWS the next year, got close, didn't win it. And then 14, we teamed back up, won it again. And in that time, I think I hit the ratio champ in the finals as a support player, which was pretty tough. You definitely don't get too much opportunity when you're not like in a heavy hitter role. And then I started winning shit, dude. Won in TWS 16 as a captain, 17 won again. I think I was down 3-0 to start that finals match and ended up winning. Won the 18 All-Stars. TWS won that too. Anyways, just started like getting it together. And 2019 was where the whole purpose, all of these years of the story that we're building towards, like, hey, starting out from like literally sucking horribly, to working your way up slowly to captaining a Myth World Cup victory. And this year, 2019, was where that all came together. And anything that happens after that, I'm like, don't even give a shit. You know?
Yeah, how do you remember all this stuff? That's my question. Like, I have no fucking idea what team I was on for 90% of my Myth career.
You know, like, it's every once in a while, I'll take a moment, if you have some time off from work or something, and I just sit back and try to reflect on, like, what am I doing with my life? What am I trying to accomplish? And Myth was something that has always been a passion. And so a long time ago, God, probably, I don't know, man, early 2000s, I'm like, I want to do this. I want to get there and eventually do it. And that's how it all worked out. But, and taking time to sit aside and just, try to track that, right? Try to get there. At least that's what I do professionally, like when I'm trying to hit a goal or, so that's kind of my personal approach too.
So yeah, a few questions there. Yeah, I do remember. Yes, you and Sin, and I don't know if Demolition was with us too, but we were on a clan together. Do you remember the name of the clan?
It was Masters of Myth, I believe.
That's right, MOM, which is like a weird acronym. We had like mom in our tag. It's like,
I know, it was strange.
What? And then, do you remember the name of the leader of that clan too?
X-Con.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that would have been like what, 99, 2000, like 99, I think, even. Don't you think? You probably don't know, but
it was still like, it was primetime Bungie years back then.
Yeah.
Like that's what I remember, is like logging on the server.
Yeah, it would have been like either like late 98, right after Myth 2 launched, or it was probably 99 for the most part. Yeah, I would consider myself, I was still a newbie back then, like probably like 2-baller, basically. Like, yeah, I was not a good player. Like you were saying, like I had no idea what was going on for a good like year or two playing multiplayer. So I think a lot of people have that experience, at least if you started playing the game young anyway. But
absolutely, it's a tough game to master too.
And how old were you when you first started playing?
So my brother's login, this is how I can best figure out. He always puts his current age with his username, right? So it was Soldier 13 on his TFL account. I remember that. So if he was 13, I was 10.
Wow.
So yeah, 10 years old is as best as I can figure it out. Yeah.
Man.
Super young. Yeah. Probably shouldn't be on the internet young.
Yeah.
like today's world.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
Okay. It's funny. I didn't know you were that young. You're like only a couple of years older than Paris or something, I think, or something like that.
I think so, dude.
Yeah. All right.
And there's a lot of folks like our age and that generation. I think this game really captured a lot of people's attention,
Yeah, but a lot of them I felt didn't play until like later. Like you definitely started playing young and early for your age.
Yeah, and faded in and out, right? Like going to college, for example, was a completely disruptive event where like I definitely wasn't playing Myth for certain portions of it. But
right. And then what year was the WTC Ducky team? Because WTC was kind of like there was a WTC team many years, wasn't there? But that kind of like started, I guess, back when you first played with them, with Ducky. Is that right?
Yeah, it was Ducky, rawr, Evil Jake was like the core.
Right.
Thor.
I think Thor worked his way in there potentially. Now Thor might have been in the Wu-Tang Clan, which was like a revived team name that was like way later. It was more recent.
Yeah, I think Thor wasn't the original WTC. Yeah.
I don't think so. But I don't even know, he was probably still crashing ranked games, but I don't think he was in tournament play yet.
Does anybody remember what year that was? The first WTC team?
I don't remember the exact year, but I'm pretty sure that was the year that I tried to get NC to reschedule because I was driving back from a camping trip, and I think I got back, or I was getting back like later on the Saturday or something. And I tried to get them to reschedule it for Sunday, and they're like, no, it's a walk in the park. Don't worry about it. I was like, no, just fucking reschedule. You need me there. And they're like, no, we're fine. And then they lost.
Oh, yeah,
was
the big
pissed.
upset. Yeah.
I was
2013.
pissed.
That would have been 2013 then. Well, that was not the first WTC team, dude.
No, the first WTC team, I believe, was unless it was like happened in 2004, I don't know about, but 2007, I believe, is the Ducky team.
That's the year that was coming to my mind too. Is 2007. Yeah.
Let's
So
look at the 2006 website, and there's not a WTC, but there's a WTC like team with rawr, Thor, and that's probably the Thor team referring to, Ratking and some others. But yeah, the Ducky one is 2007.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I would have thought Ducky would have been on NC with us still, because he was definitely with us for 06.
I'm almost positive. I'll look up the 2000 website and link it.
Maybe that's the year he bailed. I don't know.
Yeah, the year you were talking about, Adrenaline, was 2013 against TMNS. Yeah, I remember that. One of the biggest upsets of all time.
I think it was. Oh fuck yeah, I don't remember. I was super pissed. They could have easily rescheduled it.
Yeah. What team were you playing against?
Adrenaline. I thought it was WTC.
It was WTC. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, see, I don't even remember that. Maybe we See, I don't even.
And then Thor was there, and that's why you're remembering Thor and WTC. Yeah.
I just remember I was on our forums or whatever chat thing we were using at the time. Like as I was driving, I had like a 12-hour drive to get back from this camping trip. And I'd stop along the way at like a gas station, just like fucking all capitals, like just reschedule the fucking match. You need me there. Blah blah blah.
They probably thought they had it in the bag, dude.
They did.
Yeah, because they really like had no business losing that match. It was a huge upset for sure.
Yeah, and I think that was at a time when I was probably one of the better players on the team. And they're just like, yeah, it's fine. We got this. I'm like, no, you really need me there. And then they got fucking beat.
Ducky had a way of getting the most out of people, I think. And then maybe that was like the high watermark of.
I don't think Ducky was on the WTC team that year.
He wasn't? God, man, my memory's flawed, dude.
No, it was probably Thor capping.
It was Thor capping, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't even on that team, Ratking. You parted ways with WTC because you were with me and GKG that year. That's the first TMT year.
Right. Yep. Nice. Rat, you said wasn't 2013 the first year we teamed, or did we
in Myth World Cup? From
okay. You're talking about maybe when we teamed earlier on
in
Masters
Bungie
of Myth.
Net. Masters of Myth. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then did you team with me the next year in 2014 as well? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then 2015, were you still with us?
No, I think I broke off at that point. Okay. I was trying to, like I said, chase that dream of capping a Myth World Cup victory.
Yeah, we played Ratking in the finals that year.
Oh, really? I don't remember that
lost. At all. God, so many World Cup finals, dude.
Finals went down to Game 7.
Okay, and then I remember you mentioned winning TWS 16. So I got to ask you about this, Rat. So 2016 finals, TWS 2016 finals. I did not play in that tournament except for the very end because I just remember it was a limp team and an Eastwind team that you were playing against. And they were like short 2 key players. And I kind of showed up to try and fill in the gap for them. And I don't know, it kind of felt like you got pissed at me for that. So what was going, am I wrong? Like what happened there?
So, dude, honestly, 2016, I don't even remember. Here's kind of the gig of like tournament play, all the effort that goes into it when you're captaining a squad, writing the strats, wrangling the people. I mean, you got to be a general manager, a fucking strategist, and everything in between. And anytime, and I think TWS 16 probably, if I made a fuss at the moment, it's probably the cursory fuss, nothing personal, right? Like just, you know how we are. We always got to dicker and bicker back and forth. But I think, God, wasn't there a Myth World Cup that you came in on the last minute?
Yeah,
I
there's
think was
another
it 20
one.
or 21?
21,
I
yeah.
think it was 21.
21, yeah.
Now that one I actually was upset with Spoon because I don't think you were actually a registered player in the tournament. And then Tirri couldn't show up. And
Well,
then you
yeah, it
subbed
was a
in
very
for him.
similar situation. They were missing like basically their two best players, which was F and Tirri.
Yeah.
And so like I don't know. In my position, I feel like I'm doing everybody a favor so that it's like not a lopsided match and it can be a proper competitive match as it should be. But yeah, it felt like I was getting hate for it instead. I just didn't really
Oh,
understand it.
dude, no, please don't feel like that. Like in either case, dude, it's not anything personal, to be honest. Like, and there's no, sincerely, dude, there's no grudge on my part or anything. Like at the end of the day, it's a game that we're playing to have fun. And I
Dude,
agree. Like I love competitive. I think if you think about it, like I've basically been like whatever when it comes to people subbing or for years and years, whether it's these types of matches or not. But the Myth World Cup 21, like in that case, the rules did state like that you had to be a registered player, right, and actually played a game prior to that. And we're heading into the finals, and it's like I've been grinding for weeks at that point, right? Like childcare coverage, fucking Myth strategy at night, after you get home from work and shit, and it's tough, dude. Like it's tough to like get in those moments and then have it all kind of fall apart. And I think at the heart of this thing is like that you personally, you individually, dude, are an unparalleled player, dude. Like, that's just, to me, that's just the impact that you have on the game, whether you're playing or captaining. I've done it for years. And then maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's part of me, man. Maybe it's some of those losses, dude. Like MWC, I think from 15, 16, 17, making it to those finals games and losing. It wears on you after a while. But yeah, there is no personal grudges, man. I've always been a fan. You've always been a cool dude to me. I have no beef, dude, no issues. And I was hoping to see LSO on the pod too. I know he and I had a bit of a thing with the playing the final schedule and the crack baby child comments and the different things. And look, man, like we sort the shit out and move on. Like it's to me nothing personal, not a big deal. Was it like what was your recollection of the TWS 16 and like my demeanor? Because I don't even remember that being that big of a thing.
Just yeah, you and I started talking shit afterwards. It was
Love
Roar.
it.
It was Roar probably riding my ass more so than anybody else, but
Oh, he does too.
and
He's a
like I
cheerleader
I
for us.
understand Roar. Like I know like most of what his shit talk is all in good fun, but I just didn't really understand at the time because it was like you and I had teamed for several years prior to that, and it's like
Yeah.
we should not have bad blood. So, but anyway, like yeah, I'm glad to hear that there's no beef, and yeah, I'm glad
Yeah,
to hear
dude.
that it's like
No,
you
yeah.
and LSO can get along. I would like to see that for sure. Like there's no
We've
reason
been
for it.
amicable,
You
and
both
let me
you
say,
both are like captaining teams regularly. We need the captains to like take leadership roles in the community and not be like at each other's throats like that.
no,
So
I disagree. We need the drama. I think this game would have died years ago.
I love it.
It
uh,
would have died years ago without the drama. I think drama is a big fucking part of it. That's why we keep coming back.
I'm
Part
gonna
of it.
disagree partially with that, but because there's been
I
some years where like it got so bad, like the even organizing the tournament became like it had a massive impact on just how the tournament gets organized and things can fall.
Oh,
Like
yeah, sometimes.
for example, you're gonna end up with like 2005 situations where the finals just doesn't get played. You know what I mean? Like
well,
where it
that
can go
happened
bad.
again, didn't it? Didn't it
Yeah,
happen
yeah,
again where
yeah.
there's an alternative
Yeah,
finals? Okay,
Let's go over
a
the
draft
drama
turning in
sometime
2020.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's the problem with that, where the captains are like at each other's throats so much that the finals like literally just don't even get played and the tournament doesn't have a proper ending. So that's my concern.
But it's good when
I
you have that
agree with GKG.
bitter rivalry for the finals sometimes, though.
Sure, but we're
It
all
just-
like almost like you're in your 40s. I'm almost in my 40s. Like shit, we're like
Dude,
what
I'm
are we gonna
almost
do? We're gonna
40.
be like in our 50s someday and like still doing like this petty shit. It's like who
Oh yeah,
cares?
we're gonna be like crotchety old men. It's gonna be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, no,
Anyway.
I'm glad we worked through that, dude. Like, I honestly had no idea that was your you felt that way. To be honest, I had no idea. I would have reached out and been like, dude, fine, no. It's like, dude, totally good.
Well,
And
I was a lightning rod in the community for many years, so I got a lot of shit from everybody. So
dude, I
most
can
of it,
partially understand.
many of it, much of it deserved, but some of it not. I would say so. But whatever, it's
Yeah,
fine. I'm a
it's
big
tough
boy. I
community,
can take
dude.
it.
I'd say a lot of it was deserved.
Yeah, that's what I just said, but not all of it though. Not all of it.
I'd say most of it.
Most of it, but not all of it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but like 95%.
Nah,
Like the
get the
vast
hell out of here,
majority.
Jen.
Ah, come
You're
on.
crazy. 95.
That's a
Give me
lot
a
of shade
break.
thrown, dude. I would
No,
say a lot less than that.
I'm not saying I'm not culpable in this. Like I absolutely deserve most of the hate I've gotten too. It's just how we were back in the day. I don't know.
I think we all have our moments. That's for sure. But I will also say LSO reached out. If I remember correctly, he DM'd me and he's like, "Hey, dude," like he apologized, and I was like, "You know what? I really appreciate that, and all is well." And since then, I haven't really had an issue. Like, yeah, no, not my fault. Well, gentlemen, we got some games.
Yeah, well, a couple more questions here. I mean, we covered almost everything, but I do want to ask you as well. How this is just a question I ask everybody. How do you describe yourself as a player, both personally and competitively? What is your style of play?
That is an excellent question, dude. So it ranges. A lot of times, if we're playing myth games and we're just in a public game and we're just going and going and going, I do have a nonchalance, right? Like it's a different animal though when you get into competitive games, especially Myth World Cup, given the decades of games that have built up and how much it means to all of us. It's a different animal. And I am definitely not the strongest one-on-one player by any stretch of the imagination. And even in like two versus two, 3 versus 3 now, I can definitely hold my own. I'll jump in games with people and not afraid of anything. But when it comes to like 7-on-7 team games, it's a different thing. I think that I play a lot better in those cases, especially when specifically like when I work up the motivation to get out there and do it. And sometimes, getting to a finals for Myth World Cup, if you look at some of these tournaments, I mean, they go on for weeks, dude, weeks and weeks and weeks. And you get ground down. And sometimes, those types of things, like a little bit of fatigue in terms of putting in the effort in week after week, wears a little bit. But that's where I typically like to stay. And I think I do my best. But yeah, that's kind of me as a nutshell as a player. Love massive team games. And I love captaining the games, but I will say it's a lot of effort. And even like Adren, we were working on strats for the match tomorrow. We're playing the draft tournament. And, we have like different strats we're working on. And I love Adren because he will like bluntly give you his honest thoughts. Like that's necessary and a good part of the process, but like I have to go back and like edit some of these strategies and redo the graphics and make sure everything's perfect so that when you get there on game day your trade's not fucked up or something.
You did say when you put the team together and you made the Discord channel that you were basically taking full control. You're just gonna post your strats,
That's right.
with no room for change. And when I saw that first strat, I was like, "Oh hell no, no! I am not fucking sitting by idly and just watching this game unfold."
Dude, fascinating topic, right? Like, how do we? Everyone's different, and I guess the question is it's a good time to hit it real quick. So, as a captain of a team, like, how do you approach that? And to me, I think so many lessons learned, right? I don't know how everybody is, but I feel like Myth World Cup teams are generally starting to form once the old tournament ends. right? People kind of coordinating a little bit, kind of, hey, next year let's team up kind of thing. And
I
then,
don't really ever see that. It's usually like
okay.
month before the tournament, somebody will message somebody and just be like, "Hey, you in?" And you're like, "Yeah, fuck, let's do it."
That's
I don't
another classic way. And it to me, it's kind of reflects like college football recruiting, right? That like I, as a captain, am trying to build the roster with the most names possible, spread that around, get people on there, maybe even pull a limp, right? Where like limp is well known for just throwing people on a roster and posting it and not talking to anybody about it. I don't necessarily really do that, but it's tempting, and it's been challenging for a long time to get the players and to keep them. I remember one match, dude. I had Verminex defect from my team, I think, to your team, GKG, the week we were playing you. I was
Yeah, it
like,
sounds familiar. Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, this is so hard sometimes. But and that's part of that like process, right? And then you get into a Discord and you've got 7 or 8 people, and everybody's got feedback and varying levels of like how interested they are or committed they are to voicing feedback. And you can spend hours and hours stratting and stuff. But at the end of the day, when you're out there running it, are you comfortable with it? And typically, strategies that I write myself, I intrinsically know it's my own style. So when I'm in game, I know it's like my pivot points. I know like, where I'm going and what I'm doing, and who's what and who's where. And to change and get out of that style sometimes it throws me through a loop, and then you make an adjustment in game and you lose or something happens and you're like, fuck, why did that happen? And it's like, man, I was counting on this, but it wasn't there. And you're like, so I've like in Myth World Cup 19 specifically, and anyone listening or anything, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I wrote pretty much every strategy myself. And from like the beginning to end, and looking at the Discord for the strats that were posted, I don't think there were any comments.
Yeah, I mean,
Foul posted.
I was under a team this year, and I don't remember giving any feedback personally as a player, unless if I see something that's so bad, like we're auto gonna lose on that game. I let the person who's taking the reins sort of do their thing, because I mean, I've been in the captaincy like you, and like it's a freaking ton of work. So even if I don't think it's ideal, like if that's my issue, then I should step up and be the captain. So if someone else is doing it, I'm just gonna go through and like commit to what they're putting out there.
100%, dude. And I think so much of it in the higher stakes game, like the finals games, you're thinking about what the other team's going to do, what they've done in the past. And you're predicting what they're doing, and you're either hopefully not just responding to it, but stealing the initiative and being able to push your agenda in the game. And sometimes you have to try different things or get outside the box a little bit. And sometimes you got to take some risks, and sometimes other folks don't like that. But that's
personally.
kind of
I'm a huge
stylistic
naysayer.
approach.
If I see something posted, even if I like it, I want to find one little thing that I can say something about. And yeah,
Which is fair, dude.
you've
And
probably noticed that.
of
Even when I like
course,
a strat, I'm like, but I do this a little different.
I still drafted you first, bro.
Uh, we'll see if that was a mistake or not.
I don't think so, but we'll we got lots of games to play. But yeah, but that was the approach, and I think I had some fire in my veins that year in 19, and it was definitely more of heavy percentages allocated often to middle, get them off balance, and kind of smashing. And that, I think if you look at the Gate of Storm stats, of all the players, I mean, like, I think we dominated BC pretty well, and it worked out pretty well. So the 1019 to me was like proof of concept to an extent. The game's always changing. The people playing it are changing. But yeah, but it took a shit ton of effort, dude. I can't tell you. I mean, money sometimes. Like I had to pay babysitters. 19, every week cost money. And sometimes, $100 sometimes to get, 3 or 4 hours for a babysitter at times. It was a challenge. But anyways, yeah, that was the kind of a stylistic approach. And it's changed over the years, grown so much. I mean, I've learned and observed from so many different people. Yeah.
Some follow up
This
there.
is setting up to be one of the longest podcasts of all time. Just want to say we're about an hour in.
Is it really? Why is it showing 35 minutes on my recording?
Oh, did we start late? I don't know.
Well, we were
I didn't start
chatting
recording
before.
though until like later.
Started
Yeah.
about 20 minutes late.
Yeah. So some follow up there, real quick, Rat. We're almost there, Dren. Just hang in there, hang in there. Rat, so you talked about a little bit about your process as a captain. Can you kind of just step through that a little bit, like your strategy
Yeah,
process?
100%, man. So I think that here's my opinion. If the team reads the strategy and understands it before planning time starts, I think you have a 15 to 30% chance, or greater likelihood of success.
Right, I would agree with
So
that.
over the years, I've thought about like how can I present this in a concise but informative package, and have people read it, but then understand it, be able to execute and do it, so that plan time hits, I'm not running around and doing all these things. So preparation has changed and evolved for me like so much, and even even the strats I was posting last night for the match tomorrow, adapting things, changing things. So I have the how it's formatted and posted is that you have the game type, the minutes and everything. You have the trade, and I screenshot the trade, right? So that way, if someone's like, "Hey, these splits look weird. Like, why do we have so much thrall?" You're like, "Well, there's no bowman on the map." You know what I mean? Or like, did we max something? Well, yes, you can look and see it's there, or how you can adapt it. And then you've got basically the battle map, right? It is a screenshot of the mini map, which I mock up, right? And I draw arrows, and they're color coded. And I mean,
Did you steal that from me? I gotta ask.
no, I didn't, dude. I
No?
didn't.
You didn't
To
take it
be
from me
honest,
either because I don't do that.
so GKG, the way that you write down and publish your splits, I still to this day copy that, to be honest.
Okay, that's good. That's smart. But I don't do the
It,
screenshots. It sounds like you add some more visuals and screenshots to help communicate it to the team, is kind of what I'm hearing.
The picture's worth 1,000 words, man.
Let me see if I'll just grab one and post it, just to give an idea of like what it is I'm talking about.
I probably won't be able to screen grab it either because my settings are really finicky. But
I'm just going to post it in the Myth podcast. So
yeah,
this is
I can link it.
I
Yeah.
just snagged one off of a random map somewhere, but like indicating where the starts are, what middle's doing. And I try to actually, not perfectly, but most of the time, have the pathways there and communicated. And one thing I found that's super helpful to me is when I'm like doing my trades, right? That's the beginning of the process where I'm working that out. I'll actually be like, okay, take a step back, exit out of it, and then load the recording, because you can zoom out like 10,000 more percent and get a better idea of like, is what I'm doing or what I'm strategizing towards actually makes sense as this will play out from a 30,000 foot view. So viewing the film as you're planning of what you were just looking at, the game you were playing, like zooming out, looking at everything, to me, it helps a lot too.
Yeah, and you're not the
Definitely adds to it.
only captain or strategist I've seen do that. I have seen Limp do that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Asmo. Didn't Limp do a little bit of that in 2020? He had some like screenshots with his strategy.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So and Dren mentioned you do it too. So I've seen
Yeah,
a few.
I just posted one. This is kind of how I do it here.
And I've seen you post that before, dude, and I thought that was awesome. Honestly, in some ways, I like it's more presentable than what I do. It gives a better visual. But at the same time, so like the written copy that I end up with on game day, what's posted to Discord, and what's on the Word file on my computer that gives me the paper copy, all of that has to jive and make sense. And that's interesting that like from a professional standpoint, like how you work and develop and start getting better at different things and developing actually plays into Myth, where you're Like, I need quality control on this shit. Like every change made has to flow downstream and get all the things, checked, all the boxes checked. But
sadly, I'd say a lot of this effort is sometimes in vain. You might have like 2 or 3 people on an entire team that'll even read the strats in advance. Most people, I think, just show up and just get their units and go about playing like they would any other game, which is sad.
100%, dude. It is. It's tough. It's tough. And, even making sure people distribute evenly and go where they're supposed to be going, which you shouldn't have to do in high level games, but sometimes you do. And as a captain, you have bandwidth, right, of all the decision making you're capable of. And those types of little things add up over time. And it's all in that mental load of how fast you can process decisions and hopefully make the right ones. If you can eliminate that, that's what I've built towards stylistically, so that when I'm game days live, you're just focusing on that.
Rat, as a captain, how would you compare and contrast yourself as a captain compared to other captains? I guess what I'm kind of trying to get at is like, because there's like a lot of different roles that people can take on as a captain. So like some people are literally just the captain handing out the units. Others do the strategies as well, which we know you do because you just talked about that. Others may not shot call, but some do shot call. So do you consider yourself also a shot caller for your team? And then finally, heavy hitting. Do you also are you capable, or do you sometimes also heavy hit, or do you like to prefer to give yourself lighter roles when you're in the captain's seat?
That is a great set of questions. Incapable, I have found, of heavy hitting and captaining and shot calling. Like, I can't do that. Honestly, outside of yourself, I mean, maybe Adrenaline. Nope. I mean, very few people I feel like can do that effectively at a high level. Maybe LSO.
I've done it a lot in like fucking just rabble games and shit. I'm fine with that when you're just like, here's your units, now shut up and go play. But
I think Asmo could be a candidate as well.
In tournament games, I find it so fucking distracting. Like if I'm trolling or something, I don't want to look away for a second. So I'm not like panning around the map to see what's going on. I just want to fucking tunnel vision and control my units like micro as best I can.
For me,
that's where I've been. But
for me, it's dependent. I'm not even comfortable with it. Like some maps, yeah, but like every map, no. I sometimes like to take a backseat.
100%. And for like captaining, I want to give the fewest amount of orders possible. And that to me is victory. But from my point of view, and just what I've learned over the years, is that as a captain, like you have to make those big decisions. And one of the ones that I would think would almost kind of be like a hallmark of my style or something is calling the rush, right? Because there are moments where you've either got a great opportunity or you are down and you need to make something happen, and that's when you do it. And typically, to me, it's as if the hive mind of the team is in place and everybody goes and triggers at the same time. That pressure can break the other team and get their decision-making process backed up, and then you're dominating and winning and potentially saving a match or winning in spectacular fashion. But I never really thought about that for myself, honestly. And I think I read a threat assessment, and I think it was by Tirri or something like that, or a post somewhere, that he was questioning my ability with in-game calls in terms of is this gonna hold up, right? Like, I've heard this, is it actually gonna show up? Can he do it? And when I read that, I thought to myself, I'm like, holy shit. I was like, I don't even think that I really do that, right? I just play the game. And I guess that it's to me, it's a big part of it. But if I'm having to micromanage out orders, I can tell you right there, it's a bad fucking sign. And sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? I'm gonna let them sink or swim. People should know how to play this game and what's expected. And I think that that's a huge part of what I do as a captain. I'll tell people, I expect you to go out and do this shit. I'm writing it out. Like, there it is. It's posted. Go do it. And saving matches. Of course, I'm going to say things and correct people and stuff, but I hate babysitting and hand holding. Done that way too much.
It's fucking sad that that's just the reality of it still. I mean, this game is how old? Most of these people that are playing have been playing for like 20 plus years. And the fact that some of them just still don't have the capacity to do that is mind blowing.
Yeah,
to me.
I tend to agree, especially as someone who didn't have great capacity at a higher level myth and then got there eventually, right? To me, it's like, hey, you can learn this, like you can figure it out. But I also think there's like Asmo's draft tournament, for example, is a great chance to bring in new players, get them with other players they don't normally play with, and see what they're doing. I think about the new guys that I've never teamed with in this draft, and I'm even changing the way I'm writing my strategies.
I would think.
If they take the opportunity.
Yeah.
But that's what they got to do. But yeah, stylistically, and I like, as a person, I always try to be inclusive and fun loving, and like when people fuck up or have a problem, I try not to like hammer them and beat them up about it. But sometimes you have to acknowledge.
You leave that to people on your team like me. I can be the bad guy.
That's
good cop, bad cop. I'll be the bad cop.
Yeah, there's usually no shortage, but at the end of the day, like, we are playing a game, right?
And like, GKG, you're offline on Twitch.
Oh no!
Really? Okay. Yeah. There. I had a monitor flicker, but I thought I fixed it. Let's just double check stuff real quick.
Oh, how much of that did we miss? I think that was good content, right?
No. It was not much. Like, it was like a minute at most.
It's back on now.
Yeah, it should be fine now. Yeah.
I fixed
it. I saw it right away, and I fixed it right away. Can you check the audio on the Twitch real quick? Actually, can you see if I'm coming through? What's that?
It's working. Let me check if I can hear my voice though. Yep, it's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fixed it right away. We didn't really miss much of anything. There might be like, a little hiccup in there or whatever, but it should be fine.
That whole thing about new players on better teams and under a better captain, I hope we didn't miss that, because it's good shit right there. It's good shit.
Yeah, it'll hopefully bring some people along, and I think what Asmo's doing, getting that tournament going, is a great opportunity for people.
Oh man, we should be doing a draft every year. Like, Myth World Cup's kind of the more serious tournament, and then I think tournaments like this kind of fill the void, keep people active, keep people interested.
Yeah, man, and it's a chance to do it without so much pressure, right? Like, nobody gives a shit if
No, absolutely not, because nobody's going to remember who won previous draft tournament. Nobody really gives a shit. Like, whatever. It's not really the prestige you're after with the draft tournament. I mean, there's a little bit of it, but it'll last like a week, and then nobody will remember.
But we will scratch that itch, which is 7-on-7, 2-team, high-level myth play. Well, high as we're going to get for the moment, but yes, like, I love that, dude. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I enjoy the draft tournaments as just a spectator. It's not something I'm care to partake in personally, just because my time is so limited these days. But we are planning on casting. If there's some good matches in this draft tournament coming up, we'll make those into episodes as well for the podcast.
Nice, dude. More content. Hopefully I answered the questions there. Those were great questions.
Yeah, you answered them. I just want to have a little... Oh, the thing I wanted to mention, you guys were talking about heavy hitting and capping. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because Asmo and I just discussed this recently, actually. And I was saying the same thing at first. Like, I felt that I could do it and maybe LSO could do it. But maybe not, I couldn't think of hardly anybody else. But I think I had to actually retract that a little bit because I remember myself struggling to do it for many years as well. And then even when I started doing it, being kind of more sporadic, sometimes it'd still bite me in the ass. And like, I think it's not so much about the skill of the player. Although I will say one thing, like you do need to practice trying to do it, and you got to be like nice and warmed up. It's not something you can do when you're like coming off of a period of inactivity, because like yeah, it's just such a cognitive overload in the game. Like you really got to be like on top of everything, right, and super warmed up. But the thing, I think the 90% of what makes it work is not the player so much. It's having other shot callers on the team to offload that burden from you as the captain, from having to hold everybody's hand so that you can focus on the heavy hitting. That's the crucial component, I think.
That's a huge part of it for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
whenever that was the pattern I noticed. Like whenever it bit me in the ass, it was because I didn't have any help in the shot calling, and I was trying to do all the shot calling myself. At that point, that's when you can't really do it, and I would advise against it. And I was telling Asmo, like, if you're going to try and do that, you got to have that shot calling support behind you as a captain. So you need at least one other, ideally even two other shot callers. And then, of course, all the prep work, as much prep work as you can do with the team in advance of the match, which usually you only do for like a semi, like when elimination's on the line or the finals. That's, that you just have to try and offload that burden as much as you can before the game or onto other people in other roles during the game. So, yeah.
And in some cases, Asmo and I had a successful in 2021 where we just alternated, capping, which I felt like was a great relief to have somebody to, handle a lot of that stuff. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Let's dive into these teams for this match a little bit here. So I'm looking at these rosters here. Adren, we got just you to represent the other team. We'll start with Rat here though first. Rat, go through this roster here a little bit and kind of what were the roles of everybody on the team, would you say?
So we had a lot of great players that year. So I was lucky in cobbling it together and recruiting it. I felt like Arzenic, I have to give him a huge shout out. He was Mr. Dependable, crush at every moment guy where you could put in the big roles and get it done. Rawr, have to give him a lot of credit too. He stepped up into some big roles. Thal, doing what he does was critical. Gekko, we had Asmo in there, and then we had some great role players like Argos and a few others, KillerKing. So it fell like roles and responsibilities fell pretty normally within the spectrum where you think a player would be. But yeah, man, I was blessed to have a great roster, and it was probably one of the better rosters I had to that date, to be honest.
So
Other
Rat,
than the All-Star match.
that was a very politician's answer, I would just say. Like, like, okay, who's your troller, for example? Let's get concrete here. Like, who are you giving tro on this team?
So
start
we'll
with
look
that.
and see. But rawr is going to be trolling. Gekko is another candidate. Arzenic and Thal, I think, can surprise people at times.
Okay.
But we'll see in some of these tro maps. I know we got some coming up.
Okay.
Barb Valley Dark, Game 5.
And who's your other shot callers on the team, would you say? I would assume Asmo.
Definitely Asmo. Like, dude, Asmo is a great addition to any team, to be honest, because he's just so helpful in game. But
You were way too nice.
I think it was. I mean, I don't remember. Like Dantski and Arsenic are people who are great to like chime in, but I think this year was a lot of just like me, kind of just going bananas. To be honest,
Were you guys on voice chat by this time?
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Every single
Asmo.
player.
Asmo, what do you remember? Is there anything you want to add to what Rat stated?
Oh man, I don't remember the details of the voice. I feel like it was probably me doing most of the talking. I mean, this isn't from the series specifically. I just teamed with Rat a lot. I know Rat talks a lot, especially when he's the captain. Then I talk, and then like on this team, probably Dantski chimes in some.
Okay.
And Arzenic looks like he didn't play in this finals until the sudden death, but
Yeah, I just noticed that
Arzenic
too.
doesn't talk a ton, but he usually says like important stuff. So I guess there's those four, and everyone else was probably quietish, just
Yeah,
listening would be my guess.
that sounds about right to me, but based on
Gekko is
episode.
audible and gives great. I love his input in matches. He was definitely a pretty mainstay of the team, but I can't get Gate of Storms to load. If it could, I mean, if we can pull that up at some point, just look at the top of the 2019 and you'll see that like that was the core of the team, like the top 5 or 6 players. And I think we all played with each other a lot. We had a really great rapport. And I think people were reading the strats and it was working, at least for that year.
Adren, what can you tell us about your team that year?
Not much.
Yep.
I don't really remember this tournament. I got game 1 loaded here, and I'm just kind of looking at the roster. Wayward One, probably like our default captain because like he's not the strongest player on the roster by any means, but he's pretty good with communication. And I don't know if he was the main strategist or if it was like kind of a group effort. Hard to say. Probably a group effort, and he was just kind of who we'd put in front to distribute the units and whatnot. In-game shot callers, I don't think we had anything set. I think it's probably just like a free for all. Just you see something, you call it. Trying to think who's like vocal on this team. I think Homer's pretty vocal. LSO during this time, I would have had to tell him to shut up like 18 times throughout a game because
Nice.
he talked a little too much, in my opinion, at the time.
Was this his
Paris for
first?
sure.
Is this LSO's first finals, MWC
Yeah,
finals?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
maybe.
So maybe he was a little excited. Was Genghis
Well, yeah.
talking at all?
I feel like probably not. I don't think Genghis is a big talker generally
Okay.
on voice. Same with Shy. I don't think Shy does a lot of voice comms, but he types a lot. Like if it's a text only game, he'll definitely make a lot of calls. I can't remember, honestly. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't even know if we were on voice for this tournament. I have zero recollection of it.
Well, we'll see the text if there's text or not. You know, in the
Yeah,
chat. Yeah.
yeah. As far as roles go, your guess is as good as mine here. I would think Troing is probably like me and Genghis. And then the rest are all pretty capable with artillery, so it's probably just a mixed roles. I think pretty much anybody on this team can do almost anything.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't
Asmo, you
know.
teamed with Genghis in 2020. Was he a shot caller that year?
I wouldn't say he's like the main shot caller in terms of calling calls like across the map, but like in his area of play, he does that year. I remember him being vocal. That's why I've been excited to play with him the times I have since that year. It's like, okay, when I'm on a flank with this guy, like we're gonna coordinate stuff and not just like be clicking and trying to figure it out on our own.
Gotcha. And then last question before we dive into the films. Was there kind of any bad blood between these teams coming into this finals match, or was things pretty cordial? What was the kind
I
of
think it was
dynamic?
pretty tense and tight, dude. I think it
Okay,
was a flame war heading into it.
interesting.
I'll make drama out of anything. So there's probably definitely some flames. I'm sure I was a big part of
I
that. I'm sure
know.
Paris was probably a big part of it. I'm sure LSO was probably a big part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
bad blood coming this year. I don't remember the details, but I remember it was like it was tense. Like these
Homer
teams did not
probably
like each other.
participated, but in like a sarcastic way. Because I don't think he really gives a shit about anything. I think he just, yeah, likes to be funny.
oh, and also I was gonna ask you guys, whose roster do you think is stronger, just like on paper looking at it?
I
Well, I
think
would
it's
say,
undeniable that it's them for sure.
yeah, I would say
agree.
so too.
Like on paper, I'm like shocked that we won.
So that's the thing. Like I don't.
Oh, spoiler alert!
I'm interested to see these films because, like, looking at their roster right now, if I had to predict, just looking at names, like we actually won this. But I remember, like in the time, like 2019, for whatever reason, going into the finals, I was like confident, like, oh yeah, we're better than these guys. But look at the rosters now, I'm like, we pull this off.
There's a good chance that we did not prep nearly as much and just kind of underestimated you guys here and just kind of thought we'd be able to rely on pure BC power. And yeah,
I
I
can
don't
see it.
know that for a fact. I'm just saying, like, it seems kind of likely in this situation.
I would agree for the first 7-game series that WWO's team looks stronger for sure. However, Rat doesn't have his strongest roster for sure. Like he's missing Arzenic and Tirri. And is MWC 2019 champ Cruniac? Is that Cruniac
Yeah.
in the SD film?
I believe
Yeah.
it is Cruniac.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
he's on the roster.
Overrated.
I love
still,
Cruniac.
I
Dude.
mean, even if you think he's overrated, like that's still you can't. He's not so overrated that he's not a 4-baller. You know, like.
Oh, yeah.
He's still a solid player, but
Yeah, if you're missing Tirri, Ars, and Cruniac, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a huge deal.
that's those 3 players not being in Rat's roster. That's pretty. I mean, if you were to add those 3 players to his roster right there and replace for sure Argos and probably KillerKing and rawr potentially, like that's a big upgrade right there. And then I would say Rat's is stronger probably, right? So
I don't even know who we're missing here. If we're missing anybody, I again have no recollection of this roster.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is probably our strongest roster. I don't know who else is on the team that didn't show, but yeah, I don't know.
And I think these teams had met. This was the 3rd time, right? I think we won in the QR and lost somewhere in the DE. And the double elimination was weird the way it changed. Like it somehow changed like mid tournament and like reorganized, and that was a big problem for me. But yeah, I think that we had each beaten each other pretty soundly up to this. So like leading up to this, both teams had won in the past against each other.
Sounds quite possible. Yes, I'm sitting at 0-0 right now.
Yep.
Look at these trades here. So we got Desert Terries for game 1.
There's already poop being tossed.
Looks like pretty standard fare for both teams, I would say. Rat's team got more archers, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, I nearly maxed them. I think we have a little bit.
Right.
He did not max warriors though,
Exactly.
which is curious.
-5 on the Warriors.
Asmo, was that for me? I didn't hear.
No, I'm just saying. No, just the trade. We didn't max Warriors. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
I just want to say it's. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, so I guess the ghoul thing, I think this is something that's actually changed in later myth. Like, pretty standard myth for most of the time is you get the number of goals with equal to the number of plus on the map, right? So if there's 6 whites, you get 12 goals. So I think where a big thing where having more goals than that exact number has come into play, like in later years, is like counter pussing used to be a thing, right? Now counter pussing, you can't just counter puss a goal because are you going to counter puss a goal with no puss? Like it's a big benefit having more goals than whatever puss is for that reason.
I find it
totally true.
Yeah, I agree with that point. I'm just saying it's interesting how the meta has kind of shifted here. Like neither team really has any thrall, and now
For sure.
Meta's kind of turned into like mid thrall with archers, and then you got rush packs, and I'm not really seeing any necessarily rush groups here. Oh, maybe Shaister's got a rush group here, but yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's hit play. I'm at 0-0, but I can skip ahead a little bit.
Okay, I'm at 11:51.
I'm at 11:58 too. Yeah. Okay, so I see units.
Got it.
I see units are leaving the spawn. This is interesting. Kind of predictable, but let's see how it plays out.
Ratking is on the ghoul pack, which doesn't surprise me. That's one of Ratking's main roles on these load maps.
It's so convenient because I can disengage quickly if I need to.
It's an easy one to like kind of
Flag captured.
send off to the side for a second,
Flag
and then
captured.
not pay attention to your units for a couple seconds and kind of look around.
So we're off strat on my team already, based on what was written. So it's a well, no, I think mostly they're actually off. It's a 2-prong, right? So it should only be mid and one flank, and right now we've got mid with
Dex Cindy can't hear you, KG. Everyone else can be heard, but not you.
Flag captured.
I can hear you.
Flag captured.
I can hear you okay. Maybe it's not coming
Flag
through your recording.
captured.
Should we pause? Okay. I'm at
Yeah.
10:42.
Why? It just turned on again. Is it? Man, check it again. Asmo, can you check it in the stream real quick? Because it's showing that it is coming through now. It wasn't showing for a brief moment there, but now it's showing that it is. So can you see real quick?
Are you using OBS?
Yes. Yeah, I'm using OBS.
Make sure your hotkey to like start and stop or mute or whatever isn't like F1 or F2. So when you start or stop the recording.
Yeah, so it's working again. It sounds like it will randomly go in and out for a few minutes and then come back at some point.
God almighty. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just go with it. Yeah. I did see it not working for a little bit there. Yeah. But let's. It looks like it's going now. So, at 10:42, I'm gonna start again in 3, 2, 1.
And it was the middle warriors that they should have been mid, but they're not.
Okay.
So I think that they're north.
So you can see Shaister's already typing in game. I haven't seen anybody else type, so I can't really tell you if you're using voice or not here.
Shy might have been in voice, but he didn't. Maybe he don't talk, so he was the only one texting.
Flag captured.
To me, it sounds like you guys were in voice.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, and honestly, their strat resembles more of what I had actually planned.
Rat, can you say again who went the wrong direction again?
It was there's supposed to be 2 warrior packs middle.
Pretty sure it was me.
So whoever's north, more than likely, is out of position.
Way to
but
go,
we may have
Asmo.
audibled it. I don't know.
Okay, so WWO's got a big flank north. Say again, Asmo?
So there's supposed to be 2 war packs, man, you said, right?
Yeah, 2 war packs mid with the 2 bow packs.
Looks like only me and him have the war packs, or I guess rawr has one too.
There's only 3 war packs, so yeah.
Yeah.
It looks we're going.
Man, that flank north is just going unanswered, and Thal's archers are not really facing it yet. He's just gonna have to run away south now at this point. He's gonna get run down though.
Asmo did just tell him to wake up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like Thal's like kind of out of position there for a little bit. Okay, I like that pus that went down. Got an unlucky bounce. Would have hit more.
Flag.
Should be able to.
I'm kind of questioning where the fuck I am going here too.
Oh, Thal didn't finish that goal. That's bad.
So luckily, our south is starting to push up to their mid a little bit, so that way we can't get pinched. Because that's a huge concern.
I like WWO's team's position here better right now.
100%. Yeah.
I don't like my position. I don't know why the hell I backed off there. I actually might have went AFK for 20 seconds. That's quite possible.
So
LSO's
Homer
got
and
the
Ghengis
archers.
are working that edge
They're
on the far east side of the map. They're starting to push in on us.
I think NC is making a mistake right now. Like, they need to be wrapping around to the east of mid, right? We have more
Agreed.
archers, and they're just like fighting us straight on when they should be using their
melee
less
advantage.
archers to wrap around and put pressure on us, so we're stuck.
Yeah, I agree. They need to find a way
Here
to
comes
compromise the archer line of Rat's team. Yeah.
Now they're in a position with Adrenaline engaging.
Oh, pus falling all over
really
those
nice
arcs.
pushes
Ooh.
there.
Flag contested.
Oh, Shaister looks like.
Again, though,
Shario.
I would have really focused the dwarfs before the archers there, though, because if they could have gotten those two dwarfs down, they could collapse and rush that freaking mid, and the archers wouldn't even matter.
Now rawr is starting to chew up a little bit, but he's actually starting to die now on the west side of the map.
How is it none of the pus going down on the dwarfs? Like, this is a pretty big mistake by WWO's team to not focus pus on the dwarfs.
Now this is desperation moment. We're not in good position. Percents are way down.
Flag
Gekko
contested.
does possibly win a big melee fight here at
Flag
the east, though.
lost.
Yeah, he did. He cleaned up Ghengis there, pretty big. So we're
That's
still
huge.
because of that.
I saw that a little bit, yep. Ghengis got pus bad, I think.
Yeah.
Now look at KillerKing. Like he's way on that other side. West. And probably could be engaging on that flank.
What's the name of WWO's team? What can I call them?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
Contested.
Well, their offense is kind of fizzling out, it seems like. Although Adren's pushing mid, I like that. Getting a good pinch there, maybe.
Harris just had an unfortunate pus that he was targeting a dwarf, but it got blocked by a warrior. I don't think it was intentionally blocked. I think it just kind of happened.
Flag lost.
And now we're starting to lose tags.
Which
Yeah,
doesn't
like-
matter too
Flag.
much yet, but
Oh, I dudded.
KillerKing and
wondering if I had
Nemesis
a
are having a
thing.
1v1 in the west. KillerKing has a 1 dwarf advantage over Nemesis, but Nemesis is pushing into him.
That's
I think he just spared it to rawr too, so he could do the bows.
Gekko is gonna... Oh, Gekko's gonna get a nice rush. Gekko's doing work this game. Doing
He's
big
crushing
work.
it, dude. Yeah.
The percentages evened up a bit more. It's only 5% difference now.
I think those extra bows we got are paying off a little bit because imagine if we'd gotten less, we'd be very one-dimensional right now.
I don't like what rawr's doing, rushing into Nemesis's archers in the west. That west fight, I don't like what they're doing there. He's already taken some damage, yeah. He's going to lose that dwarf. Yep, he just lost it. Yep, predicted that was going to happen.
God, that's tough. Dude.
Oh yeah, they're dying over
A
there.
dwarf shouldn't push into archers like that. It's a bad matchup.
Desperation play, I think.
If I was paying attention here, I could have flagged them with my Gaul if I ran in and grabbed that southeast.
Oh,
Five
yeah.
minutes
Potentially, if they didn't pay attention too, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
if I didn't pay attention, but
Gekko's on the run north, and their offense is pressing in. It looks very dark and dim.
Nemesis cleaned up the west bad. Killed KillerKing and rawr.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if NC doesn't win this game at this point. They just have way better position. 4 minutes left.
Oh,
100%.
Asmo, you didn't pick up... Nobody's picking up this pus stud right here. Argos might get it, but he's going to probably lose that
He's gonna-
goal. Yep, he's going to lose it. Oh, nope, he gets the throw off. Nice throw. Oh, nice throw.
Big one,
That was
kills my
incredible.
dwarf. Damn it.
That's a game changer.
for sure.
Percents are even again. 3% difference. Gekko's still doing work. Ooh, I think he's going to lose that fight, though. He's biting off a little bit too much there, maybe. It's close. Oh, he hesitated. I didn't like how he pulled out. He should have just committed to it. He's going to take a bunch of damage.
Oh, he's
on the way
going
out.
back.
Yeah, he already backed out, though.
So NC's trying to flag right now too.
Flag captured.
This is where
Oh,
we
big
have to
percent
rush.
swing, 12% now. Gekko.
We are like we are super vulnerable to this rush here. I wouldn't doubt if Rat's team cleans us up.
You gotta get that dwarf,
no. Oh,
No,
again,
that's a good-
Asmo. You don't target the dwarf. Oh my
know.
god.
But we still have our own dwarf.
All you had to do. People really do not focus the dwarfs enough with the pus, I swear. Because you just gotta get the dwarfs are usually pretty easy to get down, and once it's down, you can put all kinds of melee pressure on that force, and it'll just collapse.
Sal's doing some work. Looks like we regained the initiative, Sal. We're down 2 flags.
3 minutes to go.
Flag captured. Flag lost.
This is gonna come down to this archer fight, I think. Here, we got 4-on-4 archers. LSO and Adren against Dant and Thal. Pretty even in the
That's a
health.
solid matchup. Yeah.
And Thal is trying to push with his dwarf as well. I don't like how he's pushing with
So
that dwarf.
aggressive, I know.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah, I
aggressive.
agree.
And yep, he just took 2 hits, and yep, now he really has to back it out. Okay.
We've got a couple units
another dwarf
tagging.
went down. Dant's dwarf went down.
Flag lost.
Asmo's going in to rush Nem's archers, which is smart because they are super vulnerable.
Warriors are starting to reinforce that south. That's going to change it.
Yeah, no, it's the percentages are starting to become too
Oh, here comes Argos.
tough. Yeah, Argos
Crucial.
picks off the archer. I think it's too late at this point, though. Double percent for NC. Yeah, we'll just call him NC. It's close enough, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with it either, actually, but it's just shorter to call him that.
NC was long dead by 2019 though. I think we quit being NC by like 2013 probably.
Yeah, that's fair.
Could have been
20
some issues with the voice comms. I
Yeah.
didn't know you couldn't hear me. Wow. So I was shouting orders or the plan time. That's what it was.
That makes sense. Well, we went wrong directions.
That makes sense. That definitely
I didn't
does.
even consider 2013 NC either, Adren, to be honest. That was TMS.
No, I wouldn't call it NC either at that
Because it had
point.
Tirri and Ratking on it, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
a different roster.
Yeah, for sure.
1 minute
And
remaining.
it looks like it's curtains. I mean, 5-1 in tags. They're
Yeah.
closing in.
Yeah, it's.
Dantski's got a very noble last
Flag
stand here.
contested.
Yeah, Dant
Pressure
did
from
work
2
for
sands.
sure. And Dant's great with archers.
Thal is still alive with that dwarf, which is good.
Yeah, agreed.
Impressive.
It's pretty impressive.
He's dodged a lot of arrows.
Oh,
He
finally
died
got
now.
taken out. Yeah.
Drop 2 bottles.
I think Shai's
30
done
seconds
pretty good work with
remaining.
this dwarf too. He's taken
Yeah.
almost no damage in the last like 4 or 5 minutes.
Flag lost.
There's the 6 flag.
And that's it.
Yeah,
Lot
pretty good
of,
game from Nem. Nem had a really good game here.
Huge
Yeah,
guy, dude. He crushed it.
killed
He was basically
rawr
by
and
himself,
KillerKing in the West pretty
Yeah, I think
cleanly.
Nemesis had the biggest swing in the game. Once he won that fight, that was like the biggest difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of left him on his own to handle that side of the map and joined the fight in the east. And yeah, he held his own quite well.
Which was big too. That was a big shift. We had one front okay, but you opened up the second front, and that was way too much.
Kind of a sloppy game, I would say. Just like with the dwarfs and the pus in particular, like dwarfs being too aggressive and the pus not targeting the dwarfs hardly at all was very odd to me.
Sloppy aspects, but I think overall a pretty competitive game. I mean, percent 20-5 at the end. Yeah, 6 flags didn't come till I don't know how many minutes we're into the game here, but fairly competitive game. I didn't hate it.
It shifted back and forth a couple times.
Competitive in that it was even, but I'm just saying, just like kind of sloppy on both teams in general.
You'll see that in every game though. Every game.
No, not every game.
Well, I'd say
every
most.
match maybe,
really...
but not every game. Some games are definitely very solidly played.
I
It
think
seemed a
you'll
little sloppy to
see
me.
a groove develop over time. And I think that was definitely a first game jitters for us.
Yeah.
Communication issues.
Just one
I mean,
game.
it didn't. Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to the next one.
So it's Haver Dark CTF.
Cool. I like to see the trowing. Let's see how the trowing works out here.
I'm muting my mic for a second. I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Finally. Joking. Oh, damn it. All right. I'm at
in playing time.
13:55.
Okay.
I'll just
This is CTF. So if I was trading
Look at the
this, I would
trades.
go like basically no souls, no locks, two, 3 morts at most, rest melee. That's how I would trade this, but I doubt that the teams are going to trade it that way. So
we all traded it. Heavy souls on their side. Well, I think that's too many souls.
Lots of. Okay, yeah, they both trade. Yeah. So this is a very BC centric trade for both teams. Lots of heavy souls. Now, you can
Trade
try
for
to use the
800.
souls to keep the enemy tro under control. I mean, they do prevent the tro arty pushes, so that would be crucial if you are going to.
Sorry, what's the option here? Looking at the trade to go with no souls, is it just more mauls? Because I don't know if it's got to be max Zerks already.
I don't think that's max Zerks. I don't think so.
It's not max Zerks.
And there's definitely a lot more mauls you can get. Yeah.
Max Zerks is 32. Max mauls is 20.
So I
I went for 24 Zerks on my
for
trade.
Rat and about the same for So that's 12 Zerks short of max, and there's a lot of mauls you can get. I'm pretty sure. Oh shit.
Yeah. These days I definitely agree with going no souls here, especially on CTF.
Yeah, because the castle or the flags are covered in a castle too. Like if you get your melee in there, the souls are gonna not be able to take all.
I think the only point of souls on this is kind of like anti-tro mid, because the souls are pretty high. You can usually get a lot of volleys off before they cross, but the tros here are not gonna walk into soulless, so I don't really see.
The souls have to be laser focused on defending the tro. They should not arty fight at all. I see a lot of soulers try to do it. It's a really bad idea, especially there's no hills here and there's no fetch. Like you're only arty fighting morts and locks. It's a terrible idea.
And there's no way tros just stay mid here. Like they're not going to fight mid. As soon as those souls line up, they're going to go elsewhere. So the souls are pretty much wasted already.
Well, what the souls do is just prevent the tro from setting up tro arty pushes. So that's the main. Even if they don't do damage against the tro, they at least prevent the troer from really getting in their face, being aggressive, zoning the tro back basically. So yeah, this is gonna be a BC fight. Really look to see that the soulers are defending tro properly. The reason I would not get the locks and the souls is just because if you were smart and you're like trying to really just optimize the play just to win, you could easily set up a rush on the enemy flag, and these trades here are very rushable.
You saying you wouldn't get warlocks?
No, I would not, because you can just block them. They run out of mana, and Tro can block them, like melee can block them, Morts can block them. Yeah, but
like Tro aren't going to be everywhere on the map. Like
Morts can block them. You got Mauls block them pretty well. So you know what I mean. There's so many things to block them.
I think locks are pretty powerful though, man.
You just gotta block them twice, and then they're out of mana, and then you can just rush them. The melee here is very powerful. So but
I mean, you can pick your shots so they're not easily blocked, or use fire rings in a rush.
The melee are gonna be spread out enough. They're not the lock's not gonna, even if you don't block them per se. The melee shouldn't be so clumped to ever really do significant damage to it.
Looks like we got a Dren trolling on their side and Gekko on mine.
So we roll the fell.
Yeah, I wasn't sure you're back. Okay, I'm at 1357 if you guys can get there.
I'm there.
I'm good.
All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, both trades are the same, so I can't really make a prediction here.
Looks like a lot of middle action.
I think that's usually the way this will start. I'm so tempted to hit F2 a few times.
Both teams sinking whites.
Not a big surprise. I find it weird seeing myself and Thal on separate teams in any tournament. That hasn't happened in a while.
So both teams seem to have a south flank. Rat just got like a all merc and a couple locks north. That's so I in general, like, I'm nitpicking here, but I like to nitpick, so just bear with me. In general, I don't typically like to. Well, no, I take it back. I might have put like a few mercs with the throwers, but you know, it's not. It's a nitpick.
I am a big fan of mixed melee. I don't like seeing...
Yeah, in general, me too.
Yeah.
As long as they're
Like
the same movement speed. As long as they're the same movement speed.
Yeah, same movement speed, because I'm looking in Rat South here, and he's got all Zerks down there, and then north it's all Mercs, and I
Right.
like heavily disapprove of that.
Yeah, because if you mix the mercs a little bit with the zerks, like, you can keep the mercs in back and they'll do a lot more damage, and the zerks can eat the front of the
And
melee.
it's harder to micro against too, I find. You
Yeah.
can't like just target one unit group. It does kind of...
It gives the meleeer more tools in his toolbox in general,
Yeah,
I'd just say, yeah.
For sure.
It is a good point. The intent was I was just putting the more aggressive BC players with those mercs. It looks like a lot of
Also,
dancing so far.
For myself, I'd always want mixed here. Like, if I have a Warlock, if I had a Warlock and a bunch of Mercs, I wouldn't want to be blocking with Mercs too often, because they can turn on you. I would definitely be blocking with my Zerks if I had any.
This
So
mid is turning into a stalemate, looks like.
That's kind of predictable.
Yeah.
I feel like North should be pushing more.
Gekko as the thrower really needs some melee with him. He doesn't have any. Actually, Adren doesn't have any melee either, but at least Nem's near him with melee. Yeah, the throwers really... Okay, Gekko got one merc. The throwers really need to be given some melee. I don't like what Gekko's doing with his throw here. Oh, he's got some soul support. Never mind. He's got some soul support.
It seems like we're matching pretty
yeah.
well.
Nem, though, is coming with soul support, too. Gekko gets out
For
of there.
this-
That's good.
For this map, I see what you're saying, but I wouldn't say every map. There's a lot of maps I'd say throwers shouldn't have melee at all. I.e.
Like Grilling Grounds or something, or what?
It can tip the balance, though.
Not necessarily Grilling Grounds. I'd say anything with fetch, in particular. I think melee should be left to support the fetch more.
A few melee with the thrower, it helps them win the throw fights when they engage. You always want to have some extra melee.
Well,
to help them win
picture like Barbarian Valley Dart, for instance. I don't think the thrower should have any melee on that. Maybe that's a style choice, but I think they're just gonna... It just gives the thrower more that they have to control, and they're more than likely gonna get in range of an artillery shot and be wasted. And, I mean, any smart opponent wouldn't be engaging with the deficit anyways, so...
I see what you're saying.
I wonder if Gekko's going to run north and kick that stuff into the trowel right now based on positioning.
He probably should.
Especially if he's got arty support. That's the key. Yeah, he's got arty support if he went north right now. Yeah, I agree with that.
We got a real standoff here. I haven't even moved my tro for half a minute, maybe more. I'm just standing still.
It would force Adren's tro into Asmo's merc pack, which would be a bad... Adren would take a lot of damage trying to fight that, so...
I actually thought I was AFK, but now I'm moving. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like what Gekko's doing here. I agree with you. He should have rushed that north. He's got a perfect lock tro push that he can set up north with his two lockers, and he's not seeing it or going for it.
In the middle,
I think he's
folks on my
considering
team
it,
need to
but-
reposition.
I think he's considering it, but I think it's clear at this point that if he does that, I'm coming after him too.
I don't think he's thinking about it at all, because he just let you cross. He was kind of just shadowing you, and he's just focused on you, I think. That's it. I don't think he's thinking of it at all.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think I might be focusing more on getting getting the white in position.
Yeah,
here.
you're trying to set up that white, probably, yeah. Which is smart.
Because it's about to grab Asmo's lock for me.
Adren could probably, well, you wouldn't want to get trapped either. If Gekko shadows you, but yeah, if you could like.
Oh, I'm fantastic at getting trapped though. I do it all the time.
If you could bait a bunch of mercs into that white, would be ideal.
I think North should be pushing. Right, at least one, like...
Man, if Nemesis's souls could push into Gekko's Tro a little bit and try to zone him away from the white, and then Adren could go in there and try and bait some mercs into that white, that's the play I would be trying to make right now.
Looks like I'm starting to reposition to south.
Yeah, not much dead yet.
Nope, 98 to 96.
Finally, our north flank is starting to push.
Yeah, North's pushing. That's Shy kind of being 2v1'd by Asmo and rawr. The Troers, Gekko and Adren are just kind of staring at each other.
Yeah, I'm predicting a stalemate in this one, honestly. It's time's winding down. There's this much units left. I feel this ends in a tie. As CTF often does. I think it's such a fucking dumb game type sometimes.
Val almost blocked a lock shot with his Zerk. That would have been nice.
I honestly think CTF should be like 100-minute game. I would love to see games actually end. I hate ties.
And we turned the corner on north, so that's nice. I think you get through that white, and you got a pretty good position there.
Yeah, that white's in a worse position now for sure. Could still do some damage though.
It's a slow-paced game.
Very slow, yeah. I would have liked to see the Troers try to set up something with their RD.
It looks like Shy just gave me the white. That's interesting. I guess because he's far back now, he can't really watch both.
Yeah.
So their south has 4 RD pieces. We've got 3 and some souls.
Nothing has died in the last like 4 minutes. It's still like max percent.
Mm-hmm. Super slow game. I mean, there's at least movement happening in the north, so that's...
I think we're getting ready to rush middle. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yep, here comes the rush middle.
It's a good position because all their support fled.
It's bad.
I probably should have used that white north right now. It's weird though, because you got that shallow bit there. They can see it and run.
Yeah.
Rush.
Kind of an awkward spot for a white, but
Yeah, the
that was probably a good opportunity.
It's a good rush mid Rat Zerks there.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Doing good work. He's probably going to get counter rushed here shortly, but he did his job already.
And we've got 2 more, so I think that...
Yeah, you should be able to hold that. Just gotta be careful of Dren rushing you. Gekko's trying to shadow it.
In the Tro coming south, Gekko is shadowing.
Shadow.
Look at that cat and mouse with the wall.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was a good push middle.
Like me and Gekko are just kind of fucking with each other here, honestly.
Now south needs to push in. Look at this. Someone snuck through Dantski. He's going to have flag pressure here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, that's huge. Yeah, that's going to pin your whole team possibly. Shai's going to have to pick it up. Shai's going to have to fall back a little bit to defend Dantski on the flag. And then he's going to give up that choke in the process.
100%. And then rawr comes in.
Nice shot by KillerKing.
This looks like a tire win though, just based on position this late in the game.
Yeah, Rat's got the superior position so far.
By far. I think if we don't win this, I think I'd be shocked.
White finally went down, but only plus the lock. Didn't do anything else.
Flag contested.
Oh, what a waste.
Oh, big lock shot by Dantski. Killed 2 RD pieces. The
Beautiful.
WWO's east is kind of collapsing.
The noose is definitely tightening here, but they've got full Tro.
Dantski just lost a lot of his Zerks.
True. Yeah, and his RD is going to get counter rushed probably. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not working out good.
Me and Gekko are both still pretty content to do almost nothing here, just kind of keeping each other from joining the fight.
Looks like Asmo's coming in from the north, and Moore still got his pressure.
Yeah, pressure kind of evened out now. WW's team is up in percent.
With this time, though, I like our percent and position.
3 minutes with we still have 80%. I don't know.
It's still looking like a winner
tie.
tie for Rat's team, yeah, because 3 minutes is going to be hard for WW's team to counter.
Yeah, I think it's tie. I think yes, we're in a worse position in terms of like objective, but I think we have defender's advantage here, which can be a real thing because the onus is on them.
Paris just jailbroke from defense. Looks like he's on offense now.
The defender's advantage that you speak of, Adren, is really in just that your team is not spread out like theirs is, so that your thrower can more easily shift from one side to the other, or the melee.
Well, it's that, and it's like the onus is on them. They're the ones that are almost forced to attack if they want to take our flag here, so we can just kind of react.
Paris does send a significant melee force on offense, so you guys are still trying to have a chance to win. Oh, Gekko getting a good melee engagement on the Tro there, but he's still down in health.
I wouldn't say he had a good engagement there. I think he kind of just sacrificed some health there, really.
I remember shouting like "push, push."
I don't know what his other Tro did. I didn't see that, but you got a few merc shots on your Tro anyway.
Oh no!
Gekko doing really awful troing right there. He's now down a whole Tro.
Adren definitely took that one.
Yeah, that was that was not
so
good
aggressive. Here comes a lock shot,
and now he ate lock shot. Oof. Yeah, this is Rat's team doesn't really have a hope of taking the flag.
We imploded.
This is often what I do when I throw. I just I don't really engage as much. I'm more concerned with like blocking shots. Like you can see, I just did right there. I like kind of letting the RD do the work and blocking as many shots as I can. And
yeah, if we can hold for a tie at this point.
Paris has a chance of winning that melee.
He
Asmo sent back a bunch of melee though too, so it's gonna be really hard. I think
1 minute.
He's got 1 minute to do it.
It's gonna be it's possible, but it's like a sliver of a window maybe. I don't know.
And again, this is why I hate CTF. Like you look at the percentages right now, and it's probably gonna end in a tie.
Yeah,
it's pretty uncommon to end in ties. I think, especially on this, but
I don't know.
I think so. The only time like it really favors
maybe more
ties
so
for CTF is like
on
terrain. The terrain has to really favor it. The terrain doesn't really favor
30 seconds.
Big melee battle.
That was kind of a floppy melee by Paris. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not great.
He doesn't have time.
He doesn't have time. Yeah, he doesn't have time. So there's the tie.
Oh, and he lost it.
It's a tie.
Anyways.
Ooh, he left a merc, or that was a late comer.
Well, he needed to clump his melee and go right away before the Smurfs got there. He trickled in or clumped.
And he ran to the other side of the flag and everything. Yeah.
I think it was a few tactical mistakes. I think we pushed in sloppy. We didn't tighten the noose correctly.
Yeah, I didn't like Gekko's throwing that game, honestly, and I don't know. It is what it is.
You look at it was a tough game for the thrower for sure on my side.
Wow. This is a really very slow game. Just like slow push. You saw Rat's team put that noose and pin. It was a pin, but in position visually, but like it wasn't a pin. It wasn't a real pin because WWO's team still was very strong, and that's when you always got to be careful. Like sometimes there's like these, I'll call it like false pins, where it's like, yeah, you got them surrounded, and they're like, quote unquote, their whole army is on their own flag, but they've given up the whole map and everything, but as Adren was saying, you can still have defender's advantage if you still have the superior force. I've done this before too. It's like where like the enemy is trying to surround you and pin you, and it's like you kind of just let them because you'll group up and then you can pick which side you want to push out of, and you get your choice which side to push out of because they're all spread out, so.
Yeah, like at this moment, so like we lost game 1, tied game 2. Heading into game 3, I don't think we have like a ton of warm and fuzzies at this moment,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's load up game 3.
I'm loading up game 3.
Barons, last man on the hill. So BC fight.
I'm outstanding on my balcony right now, so I'll catch up to you guys. I'm sure you'll probably take a look at the trades first before you start, so
yeah, no worries.
shouldn't be a problem.
No worries. WWO's team, I kind of favor them when it comes to BC, just raw BC fighting, so I'm going to favor them on this one, but we'll see.
Have you seen the trades?
Nope, I have not.
So for them, 4 locks, 3 wards.
I'm assuming we win this team, Ratking's team, because we max pus and they didn't, and pus on this map is super overpowered.
Yeah, they're short of 2 pus though.
Big deal on that map. That's a lock and a mort kill right there.
I mean, it's not a guaranteed lock and mark kill, but yeah, I mean, I hear you. You're not wrong. Absolutely. Is that the only main difference? They do have 2 J-men. I like getting 2 J-men though too.
I'm going to assume that was probably the exact reason we didn't max pus, was so we could get 2 J-men, because I actually favor that strat too. I'm not a huge fan of pus, of max pus anyways. Like, I see how powerful it can be, but it also fucking duds half the time, and a lot of people just don't know how to pus well, so it can be wasted. Sometimes I think it's just it gives some people like too much to think about. So I like to give rush groups a lot of pus. Like if say it's like a 6 white max, so 12 is the most pus you can get. I'll often just get 10 and just give certain people 1 pus each instead of 2 or something like that. I want to make sure the rush groups, the people that should have pus, have the pus. Then the other ones I like to I don't know. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now. Did I unmute
Yeah,
my mic?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's rare that it doesn't make sense to get max pus.
Yeah, I would agree with Asmo. I'm more pro pus than what you said.
I think the issue with pus, like I hear what you're saying, Adrian. I feel like it's people that are aggressive with pus where that becomes an issue. I think people are way too aggressive with it. Like you want to hold on to it as long as you can until you get a good shot, because then it always has the artery holding up their shots. Oh, if I shoot, I'm gonna get pus, stuff like that.
The other thing about it is, like, even if you don't use it ever the entire game, it forces oftentimes the enemy melee to just be spread out the whole time, so they can't get a clean, powerful melee engagement. And that on its own, just zoning out the enemy melee like that is important. So
that's why I'm saying people are too aggressive with it, right? Because of that right there.
Yeah.
You use it early, the other team doesn't have to worry about that.
Too aggressive, and also misusing it. Like I swear, if people just like hard rule, you never pus archers, just hard rule. Like even sometimes when there's like 4 archers clumped, it's still a bad idea. Like sometimes that's true because people just fuck that up so much. Like they want to pus the archers so badly. I just don't understand it.
Especially when you can't follow up on it. That's always the worst.
Or when they pus stuff and they can't get the follow-up damage. That's another hard rule. Those are like 2 rules that would fix 90% of bad pussing. Never pus archers, and never pus anything that has no follow-up damage to that thing that you're going to pus. Anything you pus should die because something else is going to kill it,
100%.
Agreed.
Ready?
All right.
Trades looking even.
So Asmo's going to predict rats. I'm going to predict WWOs. Any other predictions for this one?
I'm going to hope we win. I'm going to predict us out of hope.
I think it's going to come down to specifically the pus. I think that pus will be the difference. Swing somewhere.
I'm going to predict Rat's team because I actually hate this map. You'd think this would be a map I'd like, but I actually dislike this map greatly.
All right, so I'm the lone dissenter here. That's all right.
I have no other reason.
The bow distribution is interesting here. So I've got Gekko and Thal with 6. They split their bows 3 ways. So Shy, LSO, and Adren with packs of 4.
Those are some powerful. Like I like the bows on WWE.
On
Those
LS,
are some
yeah.
strong ass bow players. LSO is just a monster with bows. Shy and Adren too. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. I think. Adren, do you want us to wait until you're back at your computer?
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Game on.
I wish there was just a stop start instead of you have to go through all the different speeds. John God, if you're watching this, make it happen with the next patch.
This is a 10-minute last man on the hill too, which I wonder if we shouldn't in the future lower that time.
Make it like a 6-minute, so everybody wants to max warriors instead or something. Like,
or even
Yeah,
8 minutes.
I'm fine with 10 minutes for big team games. I think gives you more time to. It doesn't have to be as mid focused. Then you can spread out a bit more, and I don't know.
I think I like 10 on this, to be honest. I would choose either 10 or 12.
So I think it's going to be, you guys are right, either the pus or the bows will be the determining factor here. I guess those are the two big differences right now.
I don't know why I hate this map so much, but I really don't like it.
I think
Some
it's
unique
always been a
style
fun
that
map.
plays him every time for sure.
Flag captured.
I definitely like the 2J man here though.
I predict I use my plus almost immediately. I like to do that. I know you guys are saying like hold on to it. I usually like to get pretty aggressive with mine and like make something happen right away. The fact that I don't have it ahead of me using it right now is actually shocking.
I predict that LSO, Shy, and Adren are going to be able to control middle with their archers. We'll see, though.
I've already lost one, so we'll see.
What? No, you didn't. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. I hit F2 again a bunch. Shit, what time are you guys at?
7:50.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Yeah,
you want me to pause and you reset,
No, you guys, I'll pause. You guys just keep going. Let me know when you get to 6 minutes.
Okay.
Let's see if those bow players for WDO's team can push the advantage here, because I mean that's what I'm waiting for. Here they come.
They should be able to push out Gekko and Thal out of middle, and then they'll have control of middle. Ooh, Adren taking some damage.
I told you. I hate this map.
Yep, there's the bow. I'm down.
Okay, so you got to be getting close to where I am now, maybe.
655.
Yeah, still got a ways to go. I think I was watching it like 4 times speed for a bit, so it's just like, oh, this map sucks.
rawr's doing a good job this game. Like, he actually hasn't shot, but his lock being there on the side is like tying up 4 archers the whole game.
Yeah, he does look like he's trying to get sneaky.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's the only reason why I think Shy hasn't been able to push very strong yet.
Where are you at here?
623.
Okay, still got another 20 seconds.
It looks like Gekko's got his bow split into groups of 3, maybe working 2 presets there.
So WWO's team is not able to fully push middle because Rat's team got better already, kind of pressuring middle from the sides. So 603,
time check.
602,
Yep,
601.
Okay, I'm with you.
6 right there. And Alfi coming in, putting some pressure on rawr. Asmo.
WWO's team is making a big mistake here by not having some arty give better support on that archer line. Their arty pieces need to be hugging the archer line. They're flanking out too wide.
Yeah, I agree with that. We need some arty support here.
It's all about forming a team line, team formation in a line, shoulder to shoulder.
Like, I have a strong feeling that I waste my plus here soon. Just because we have no arty support, I probably do use it on bows.
Okay, yep.
But
Thal
then,
gets a really strong, gets a good plus on 2 archers. Probably Adren's gonna lose both of those probably.
Can he follow up though?
Oh my god! Oh my
Oh
god!
no! And
Okay,
it's
one's
Adren
gonna go
right
down.
there.
No! Oh wow!
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of
Missed them
Adren's
both.
bows get saved. Oh no! A Mort picked off
I'm
one.
a survivor. Oh, he got my healthy one too. Probably gonna lose that pus as well.
That Mort right there, Argos, is a game changer.
Yeah, you see how the Artie is really putting pressure on the middle archer line. Like,
Oh, he's about to zap
And-
more.
yeah, it's crazy that WWO's team does not adjust by having some better lock support hugging that archer
Yeah,
line.
we need something there. Like, we
Something,
have no
yeah.
artillery mid,
Well,
which is
Homer
it's
and
kinda pissing me
GK,
off.
they just broke through our south.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're up 7%, even though the mid's going for Ratking side right now.
Yeah, like, Homer's got to get in here right now, and Wayward One's got to push
Yeah,
up.
here comes the pressure now. Here comes the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes a wasted plus, maybe. I'm dancing, do
Throw,
I throw?
throw. Okay, you got 2 archers. That's not bad.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I
they
don't
can
hit it.
follow up, yeah.
Well, things are looking pretty down for Ratking stand right now.
Yeah.
Not
Oh.
looking good.
We gotta kill somewhere though. The percent just swinging again. It's hard to follow everything.
And our north looks a little bit disorganized here.
Homer
know
and
if
Ghengis.
If Asmo can turn to our mid and catch Shaister by surprise, but it looks like he's just content to fight with Alfi.
And we're losing mid, which is huge.
Yeah, Asmo, I'm surprised you don't turn to try and hit Shy in the back there. Well, your lock is red. That's probably why you're not doing it.
Yeah.
His archers would probably try to pick you off then, yeah.
Where the fuck is LSO going? Why is he backing
And
off his archers?
Paris is like way out in the middle of nowhere there.
I'm surprised Homer and Ghengis aren't kind of pushing harder with their locks right now. Ghengis should get a little bit to the side with his lock, not stand right next to the archers. Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Ghengis gets a nice hit on Argos's Mort. Oh, gets a heal.
It's gonna heal though. Yeah, it's gonna heal.
Rawr now collapsing Shy's archers. Yeah, see, this is... The BC lines here are just... they're a little sloppy.
Very messy.
Yeah, exactly.
Chaotic. Now it looks like we're starting to get some BC power mid, which could shift things.
Wow. Rat's team able to push back on mid, and Adren lost his last archer.
Yeah, I think LSO's been really passive with his archers here for the most part. Like I had really low health archers, and I was kind of the front of the line, taking all the abuse from the other team while they were sitting back.
Rat's team getting the momentum now, big time. Look at this,
Yeah.
like the team formation for WWO. They're getting bottled up right now, and they're starting to collapse a little bit here.
Ooh, and we just wasted a plus too.
Yeah, we've got 3 arty pieces on mid too, which is nice, and still contesting the flanks.
It looks like I received a mortar for somebody here. I mean, I predicted Rat's team. I might be
Yeah, it's looking good for Rat's team.
Yeah.
I'm looking like I'm wrong, maybe. We'll see.
percentage
And
is dead
it's
even, but they got
flag
control of mid
captured.
now.
In a little over a minute.
Ooh, Paris picks off Asmo's lock in the north.
Lost.
That could be pivotal.
Oh, I thought Ghengis might have got rawrs for a sec too.
I'm surprised
I think
Alfi's
I
lock is still
remember
alive.
telling people to start whittling down melee for the contest because we're in a minute now.
Yeah, Rat's got better control of the flag, so that's with a minute to go. That's important right now.
Flag contested.
Yeah, I'd say.
Ooh, Ghengis picks off Roar's Mort,
Yeah,
and
that's
Ghengis' lock is
huge.
one hit now.
We got some really low health artillery. Just a
Homer's
couple.
gotta push in. Oh my god, that Artie is so far from the flag. Yeah, you guys got 30 seconds to contest.
It's close in percent too. And what a battle here.
Harris's lock is out of mana. Oh boy.
Alfi's lock is a
Alfi
pretty
almost
good
had a good
shot
shot,
there.
but missed a bunch of stuff though.
Wow.
He should have locked on the Warriors with that shot. He control clicked it.
Flag contested. Flag.
Mid battle, WWO goes down.
WWO's team is up 9%, 8%. Paris
Yeah, but
why?
I don't know how long we can hold our contest here.
Yeah, the contest is that's it. That's it. Yep.
That is it.
Game over.
Ratking pulls it out. Okay. Man,
So the first win of the match there, and it's tied up.
So is it 1-1-1 now?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, the BC lines were kind of sloppy for both teams. There's always gaps everywhere but it was worse definitely on WWO side. Yeah.
We just needed some Artie support there, like any Artie support.
Yeah. In 2019, I would have expected that to be played a little bit better with the Artie support there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they focused on the flanks a little bit more while we focused on
went
mid.
too wide. They went way too wide with their Artie. You got to form the line and everybody push together, right? So
100%.
It's like a Spartan phalanx, you know. All right, next one.
All right.
God, I hate that map.
All right, we have Flag Rally. Okay, I like this.
Dude, fantastic map, dude.
Yes, great map.
Trade-wise, they look like they got a lot of bows.
So yeah, I would only get like 5 or 10 bows on this. This was played in the 2018 finals, famously. Asmo might remember that game.
Shit, I just let the game start. I'm at 11:59.
Yeah, that's a lot of bows for WWO.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I like Rat's trade here better. No, I would go no bows. Yeah, that's
6 dwarves. I like it. I like my trade.
I mean, you could go 5. I've gone 5 bows on this, but no bows is totally fine too.
I like bows. I think we got too many of them here, but I do like bows.
It's Flag Rally though. You can apply so much pressure on the game type. So,
like, I would have liked if we got maybe 10 bows max. Then we have, what do we have here? 6, 7, 8, 9.
Did you guys not max pus?
14, it would appear so.
5 out of 6, yeah.
Yep, 5 out of 6. That's a trend here.
6 dwarves. Okay.
I didn't see that the pus really made a big difference in the last game, though.
So, any predictions on this one? It's pretty different trades.
Oh, I mean,
I'm gonna take mine.
For sure, with Flag Rally.
I'm gonna go with Rats. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the bows.
Dren's gonna go with the bows. He just said he likes the bows. So.
Well, no, I say I like bows. I'm not saying predicting our win here. I'm actually predicting Rat wins this one, but I feel it's close in percentages and they win by a flag.
Okay, so everybody's picking Rats to win this one. All right.
Just I think they got more mobility and more ability to hold flags than we have.
And look at this. They got GK, Adren, and LSO on bows. I think they're thinking clearly that that's going to be the tip of the spear, and that would not be my first choice for those 3. Yeah, they got their best
players on bows, and it's like they could be ignored and completely out of the fight completely. So, yeah. I would also like to see the pussers be more especially Rat with your trade in this game. Your pussers have to be laser focused on just getting the enemy dwarfs down, because once those dwarfs 100%. Are down, then it's like gravy for your team. So
yeah,
let's hit it.
Looks like
let's hit it.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, going.
Game.
And while the players are moving around, yeah, it looks like speed pressure on the flanks, stalling mid. We're hoping for tags first. And then we're going to do some thrall action. So it was just on the strategy from the Discord. And I think what I was doing here was putting like very, very strong offense with a bunch of thrall on defense, hoping that
Flag
the offense can
captured.
win the day, get the tags
Flag captured.
before they can.
Flatline's first appearance in this match, by the way.
No, I thought I saw him earlier. No?
It was Nemesis, then Alfi, then Flatline.
Flatlines in,
Flag
yep.
captured.
Okay.
They do have Gull Tagger
Flag captured.
north and south, as we do too.
So, Rat, it looks like you're going to split your Thrall 3 ways to guard 3 flags, which seems, yeah, makes sense. Now, you're doing a 3-prong.
Is this the tournament? Like, is Flatline on our team?
Flag
Yeah.
captured.
Yeah, I think this
I mean,
is
I
the
don't know if he
tournament
was
where I
on
made
our
that
team.
kind of that meme. I don't know if it was a meme. It was on Mirror Light,
Flag
I
captured.
believe, and he actually had like a really good play with his gulls. Like he had a really small role, but he actually did something like quite useful. So we celebrated, and I made like pictures of it and posted it on forums
Flag
and shit.
captured.
Pretty sure that was this tournament.
Nice.
Had to
Looks
stoke
like
him up a bit
the
because a lot of people were shit talking him, but I kind of felt bad for him, so I was like, "Yo, let's fucking celebrate what he did well." I'm not
nice,
always an
dude.
asshole, just usually.
Both teams looks like they tagged the far flags. I think the 3 Gulls didn't actually do too much because we both ended up tagging. And they got
So,
all their bows mid. We have next to nothing middle.
Rats has both flanks. WWO's team is missing the southwest, but Rat is missing the middle. But it's going to be hard for them to defend the middle long term.
And look, Homer got all the way over to IV, but those thralls, flag 4, slowed him down a bit.
So, yeah, Rat's team is doing the smart thing by ignoring the archers. That's what they need to do. Just ignore those archers.
Yep, run around. And, yeah, that's going to take a while for them to reposition, too.
Archers need to find a way to get in the fight.
I feel
Rat's team should just run the timer out. That's all you guys need. You don't even need to tag any more flags. Your biggest enemy right now is the timer. Once the timer goes down, then you can rush it at the end.
I feel like I'm gonna go straight into their backfield here with mine.
Pus thrown south. Looks like we missed Homer on the
Ooh, that
first
was
one.
a really bad puss by Rat there. That was like a mile
Better
away.
on the second one.
Okay, got him on the second one. Yeah, there you go.
Better on the second one. Get that dwarf shot.
Get that dwarf shot.
That worked out good.
Okay,
That's a percent swing
for
right
you
there.
that was a good. That worked out well. Yeah, you cleaned up Homer. Homer got killed pretty cleanly there.
And then Flatline,
that was a
he's got
pretty
a satchel
fortunate
plus.
bounce,
It was a fortunate bounce. That's 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Rat team just need to run that timer out. Run that timer out.
Wow, Thal's dwarf south survived 2 pusses to dud. Melee south, and looks like a Gull pack from Dantski could take.
Ooh, no, oh my god, Gekko bottle pussed himself in the back. Did you see that?
Yeah, I just caught that.
Oh, that was terrible what Gekko tried to do there. Oh,
Looks
man.
like our bows are pushing their home flags
Flag
pretty
Yeah,
shortly.
yeah, those bows got to get on offense. They need to start tagging the
But
flags.
it's going to take them forever to clean up those 3 flags, right?
No, it will for sure, but that's their only chance. They have to go for it.
Oh, I'm
Percentages
lining
are
up
still
crawl
kinda
kills
even.
here. Oh, yeah.
Looks like we're about to take flag 8.
Gekko dying badly in the south was the only reason why this game, I think, is even still close.
Now our north units,
Flag
rawr and
captured.
Argos.
Okay, Adren does tag one of the 3 flags. He's just got 2 to go. Well, actually, no, he's got 3 to go because they still got the southwest too. Got to get flag 9 still, which is going to take you a long time to get down there. Ooh, Adren, you're backing out. I would have stayed on offense. You got to keep pushing through.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what my thought process is here.
You're trying to not get pinched. That's what's happening.
Yep, 100%.
Rawr and Shy or Rawr and Asmo are trying to pinch you. That's why. Which is smart.
Yeah.
It's smart to back out of that. So
We haven't tagged mid either, so it's probably part of the thought process.
And we're about to
back.
take mid, maybe. We just got pussed.
Rat's team pretty commanding position right now. Well, no, they're not going to be able
And
to
I
tag the
wouldn't have
southeast.
burned that
Not going to be able
bus
to tag the
for-
southeast. Rat's team needs to run that timer out. Timer still is the biggest enemy. Just don't die and run the timer out. 'Cause
Maybe
you can rush 1 or 2 flags at the end for
We
sure.
got 5.
Flag captured.
Oh, they got the middle flag.
And now
That's-
they got middle, and now they got the lead.
And a percent. And looks like we are now trapping those middle units.
Oh yeah.
I don't
I
think
think we
that they're in
needed-
good position anymore.
I wouldn't pull the trigger on it though. I would just run that timer out. I would pin that middle, don't take any damage, and run that timer out.
We needed to defend that
Oh.
middle flag with our lives, I think.
The pus hit the archer instead of the dwarf.
Poor bus.
Still not seeing much pus go on dwarfs, I must say. Okay, I just saw, as soon as I said that, Homer throws a pus at Rat's dwarf, and there might be follow-up.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Another
the
pus.
second pus.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll take
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so we did see some pus finally. Focus on dwarfs. That's good. Percentages
Now,
are
why
even.
We have 2 dwarfs at home too. We got a lot of stuff at home. I guess it's a conservative play.
Just need to run that timer out. Rat's team
Like
in the
5
flag
minutes
lead.
remaining.
They just need to run the timer out and they'll win.
I was gonna say I like that Shai's just sitting a warrior behind flag 1, but it's dead.
A little bit of offense from them from middle to south and on the flank. Shai starting to creep around
That's
the
good.
flag
Yeah,
nine.
I like Adren's push in the south. That's good.
Because that could be a nice trap too, and that would definitely put us in major percent disadvantage.
WWO's team needs to set up an offense.
Oh, I'm pulling out of there. I figure they can handle it, and I don't feel like chasing.
Oh,
Flag
I would have
captured.
kept pushing that.
Victory.
You had
imminent.
There's VI.
Ooh,
I think my thought-
VI. Oof.
I think my thought is we got 4 minutes. We still need flags 4 and 1. So I'm probably going for that, and kind of joining the push here.
So Gekko is piling satchels on the home flag. Looks like he's got 1 pus potentially. There he goes.
I might have yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, Adren. I mean, as long as Shai can get that flag.
I think he could.
No, I don't think he's gonna get it. I don't think he's gonna get it
Yeah, he's got it.
unless KillerKing walks off.
Close. He's going to walk off him. And it doesn't matter anyways at this point.
Oh, he walked off. Yeah, he didn't have to walk off there, and then Shai wouldn't have had it.
I think I had to go north, otherwise all that was probably getting rushed pretty hard. And I think with my numbers, it's not as likely to get rushed. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if
you
I
just
send
need to
my-
tag that northwest now, and the flag just south of it, flag 4. You got 3 minutes to do it.
I feel I should have sent my dwarf towards flag 4 right about this time.
This
is where they really need to have max plus, right? Because that's going to matter so much in a few minutes here.
LSO's pus on 2 warriors was really bad. There's no follow-up damage either.
Probably an auto on this clip. Yeah.
Didn't look like it, but
Gosh.
this was the offense that WWO's team needed to set up like 5 minutes ago.
Now Asmo's creeping around him here. He snuck out a little, either on
Yeah.
offense, maybe to.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
see that.
dwarf falls at our home.
Oh, you see, I plus the dwarf
Good.
There you
good,
go.
Good.
and killed it.
I like KillerKing's going for the southeast flag. He'll take that flag eventually. So
Flag.
Now those
captured.
thrall are paying off because I don't think
Victory
Shai's going to be able to
imminent.
take flag 4.
Only 2 minutes left. Percentages
and
are even.
Genghis' dwarf and LSO's dwarf need to run down those thrall before they get away. Nice pick off.
Can
of the dwarf
Killer
there.
King make it
I
before they get to ours? I don't
think-
think so.
I think so. Yeah, he will. This is way closer than it should be, though, to be honest. Like, Ratking, your team had the trade to have a much cleaner win on this. I
100%.
think you're still going to win it, but it's kind of closer than it should be. Oh, crucial dud. Argos has a crucial plus dud on that dwarf.
About to pull the victory.
Oh, that dwarf's still
out
going to
here.
go down, though. Oh!
Yeah, it's over.
Flag.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is.
Yeah,
Oh.
even percentages, and a flag win. That's kind of how I saw that going.
Yep.
But the melee was by far the better call, I think.
No,
Yeah,
for sure.
like-
For sure, yeah.
We took it damage-wise. We had more damage, but yeah, you guys had the mobility.
Yeah, the positioning there.
Yeah,
And-
I definitely like your trade better there.
Racking's team could have executed that a lot more cleanly. It could have been a lot more solid win. It was, yeah, kind of a little sloppy still, but just the trade disparity was too great, I would say.
Chaotic, dude, yeah. And then we got same map, dark variant.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. Okay.
So what do we got now? 2-1-1?
So yeah, so your team is up by 1 game. So you just need 2 more wins to win this first 7
This
games.
map looks familiar.
So was my team top bracket final? Who was top bracket finalists here? Or,
you
question.
guys were the top bracket finalists, I believe.
Yeah.
Trades?
I hate
Oh,
this pick.
it's me versus Gekko again.
I don't
Tro.
like Gekko trowing, to be honest. I really, especially after that. Rat, if I were you,
Yeah.
if my trower trowed like that game, he wouldn't be trowing the rest of the match personally. But that's just how I roll.
You know, it's so funny because depending on where you are at the map at the time, whether or not I actually saw, you know, in like great clarity what happened or not, sometimes those little details skip by you if you're not watching at that moment, you know?
So I want to give Wayward One some credit here. He's a smart captain, giving me the Tro instead of Ghengis. I think I like that decision. I really do.
Okay.
Good move.
They got a
by
lot
Wayward One.
more
Are you just
than
talking
we did.
shit, or is there some rationale behind that, or what?
I'm mostly talking shit.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I
I'm glad
mean,
that this
I favor WWO's just team in general on tro maps, especially with Gekko trowing for Rat. So I'm gonna pick them for this one.
Trades are pretty identical, I think.
We
Yeah.
got more malls.
Oh, we got
you know,
more
and
morts. Yeah, we got more.
You
morts
guys got a
there.
lot more morts, I think, which could, I don't know if I remember this trade, could play a key role. in
Fairly
this.
conventional trades for Bull. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you got a little bit more malls instead of Zerks or whatever, I guess. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Are you guys ready to start it?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think
Game
this
on.
map game type combo should ever be picked again. I hate that it was so popular for a long time. It's
Yeah.
just super imbalanced for Last Man on the Hill.
Yeah, I agree. Just because that north,
Yeah.
the north has that big hill advantage, right? Middle. So.
I agree,
Yeah,
but
I
like
don't
I
like
love
it.
this unit trade on this map. Like, what would you do? Like flag rally,
Oh,
king
yeah.
of the map,
I love the map
Territories.
itself. Yeah, either one, any of those other game
Territories.
types. Yeah.
Territory's king of the map, yeah.
I
Something
mean,
where
but
the mid hills.
territories
Like,
basically plays out as last man for the most part, at least for the start of it. I don't know.
I mean, the mid north advantage is so massive here for Last Man on the Hill. With these
You know,
boards.
I'm wondering myself, why don't I have rawr on the tro? What would you guys think about that?
Yeah,
decision?
I would prefer rawr over Gekko for sure. 100%. Yeah.
I would have
Um,
preferred Asmo over
Asmo
rawr, I
too.
think.
Asmo.
Flag
Yeah,
captured.
100%.
Or even yourself, Rat. To be honest, like trowing on this isn't that hard for the captain to do as well. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. What did I even put myself on? Some souls, okay.
Gekko's got
Now-
the taunting advantage so far.
So I see that, look, I always send my fetch through that southern corridor. I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but I feel like that's the best passage, and I'm almost always doing that. But I see that their fetch, the northern fetch, are moving down for them now, almost as if they weren't anticipating that.
Yeah, like back in the day, this used to always play out as a 3-prong. I think it more often plays out as a 2-prong now with all 6 fetch on the same flank.
We just let them sneak. Nemesis just snuck through.
Nemesis being very bold, going in the backfield with 2 morts and some melee, and these kind of split on a cliff.
This is, and we probably should press right here, right before their other fetcher.
If I was Gekko, I would just well, never mind. There's a spider pack up there too. But if there was even just one fetch that went north with Gekko's Tro, he could clean all of that up.
That's bold of you to assume I wouldn't shadow it.
It doesn't matter if you shadowed it because you'd get zoned out by his souls. He's going, Gekko's going for it. So yeah, of course you're going to shadow it, but then Asmo should be able to zone
nemesis.
You.
You're looking at
Nemesis.
He's way overcommitted there. I don't know why he's where he is, to be honest.
It was smart at first, but he's going to throw away that
Asmo, you
percent.
turned to go south instead of staying with the Tro. I don't like it. Now, the spider pack is still there to defend the Tro, but it still would have been better with the souls, I'd say.
I feel like there's something to voice there, because Gekko pulled out of that, so maybe that's why he went back south? I don't know. I don't feel
Yeah,
like
but it doesn't matter what
hesitating.
Gekko's doing. You should only be concerned about what Adren is doing, and you should be right on top of his Tro. Oh, never mind. Ratking had a soul pack up there. I think you were... I didn't notice that, so that's my bad. So there's 2 soul packs, and I think you were just kind of handing it off to Rat. As long as one of the soul packs is on the Tro, it's fine.
I think Nemesis is wisely pulling out of that. It's good.
We should be dominating.
Yeah,
south.
but Gekko's kind of letting him get away. It's kind of, Gekko could have chased him down, I think. I don't know what Gekko's trying to do with that one Tro. It's not going to do anything.
Ooh, Alfi getting a little bit too much on that.
Yeah, a
Maybe
little too aggressive with
too
his
much.
souls.
Oh, I was really hoping I'd continue flanking with that Tro and just do the classic Troing in 2 different spots on the map. It's always fun. Not happening.
And all for nothing. Nemesis returns, right? And
Ooh. Alfi's getting a good mort shot on Rat Souls.
that was nice, yeah.
I haven't seen Alfi around in a while. Where's he been? He was pretty gung-ho for a while there. He was quite active. I don't think he played MWC this year at all. No, I haven't seen him in a while, actually.
Looks like we're bumping them off that hill south and gaining a little ground there.
Five minutes remaining.
Yep, I like our position south. It looks not terrible.
Gekko's kind of a little bit out of position.
He definitely is. At least the party's not bad.
Big Mort dead. Oh no, never mind. That was just shrapnel.
Okay, Gekko's back in position.
Wasn't worth that,
Okay, here.
Here they
You
come.
can see Tro fetch pushes here.
Come on, get in there, Gekko.
He's alright. He's trying to stay away from the souls. Oh, Adren's gonna get it. Adren's setting it up. Yeah, I like your engagement there, Adren. Gekko's doing a good job defending, though. I like Gekko's defense.
Oh, we got the melee there. That's not
Yeah,
good.
spread out. That melee needs to spread out a bit more. Good. Go in. Oh, the maul should have stayed going in. Ah. The fetch should... Ah, man.
The mauls kept on going.
Yeah, the mauls need to kept on going there.
Yeah, KillerKing pulled out. That was tough. That lost the, oof,
The
nice
momentum
little
was
shot.
right there.
Yeah, LSO's doing some good work with the Mort on that hill.
Yeah, that's pretty crucial for him to be there.
Even on fetch.
At this point, Rat's teams needs to back out of this. They can't push that anymore.
Or get some nice mort shots, yeah. It looks like we do.
Because LSO's got that nice mort hill that's just going to screw you guys up, so...
Paris is pushing in pretty hard.
Oh,
even.
Argos
nice.
got a good shot there.
Yep,
Dude,
saw that.
told you, man.
Oh, Gekko gets a good punches off. Oh, but he hesitates
Too
and backs
much,
out.
too much.
Oh, I don't like it. You can't, as a thrower, you can't ever show your back like that. So Gekko's down in the Tro health a little bit. It's not too big, but
I think Nemesis seems to be just kind of sitting there.
I mean, I feel like NC should win this game from this position. They have better position for late game.
They
We've
have
got
more
the fetch advantage, though.
They got a fetch advantage, but yeah.
They have a ton more morts.
Also, again, this is not NC. God damn it.
Who has a fetch advantage? I thought Rats had one fetch advantage.
I think we
They
do,
do.
yeah, 5 to 4.
Yeah, they do.
Even if we do though, look at the morts in there, how they're set up for.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually
That was
a
the
very
thing.
valid point.
We did have a lot more morts to switch with. Whereas they
We should
favored
be
the,
shadowing that spin
bomb.
pack, too. You know, spids on spids. And they definitely have Tro health on us.
I like WWO's team's position better for the end game if it stays just like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Another good mort shot from LSO there.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
Can we push in with the fetch? That's the big question here.
Yeah. You need to push the morts off the hill. If you can get the morts off the hill, it'll be looking really good. Ooh, block. Yep, good block, good block.
I
Okay.
do like that work.
Spid's coming in behind rawr. I don't think he sees it. He doesn't see it.
The melee needed Rat's team's melee had to go in already. It's hanging behind the fetch, and then the fetch are dying. Like the melee need to be in front of the fetch.
100%.
It's 1 minute to go. Oh my god.
Nice souls from Asmo there. And why are the spids and the morts not on the hill? That's good.
Wow. It's going
Fetch
down to the
down.
wire. Going down to the wire here.
Big shot. I just don't think
Ooh,
we have
WWO's
PC.
team lost their last fetch. No more fetch for them.
Flag contested.
There's still a lot of time, so maybe the fetch will do a lot of damage
A
here.
lot of morts
A
though
lot
for them.
of morts.
A lot of
morts.
morts. Yeah, I agree with that.
Here come the Tro.
And 6. Still got 6
Ooh.
more.
30 seconds remaining. Flag contested.
Nice shot. Nemesis lost both.
Gekko's really got to preserve his Tro health right here.
That's
And
it.
He's
I
not.
think it's
He's
over
not
for
going
him.
to preserve it though. He took some damage. And he's running right into the souls. See, again, this is where
Oh,
his troing is just not good. Like he's
No,
running and
that's
he should be doing work on the outside away from the enemy souls. He ran right into them.
That may have cost us the game.
That was the
right there.
game. Yeah, that might have been the
Yeah.
game right there.
That is the game, I think.
Gekko's troing is costing you all the tro games.
God, that was bad, dude. He did really good at certain points, though, but at the end there, he was way too aggressive.
Oh wow, what just happened?
Oof,
Oh, morts
yeah.
are pretty good. Who knew?
I feel like we got rugged.
Eliminated.
LSO did work with his morts.
Yeah.
But he had a really good game.
He
Yeah, he
really
did.
did. He was smoking.
Alfi
people.
too. Alfi had a really good game here.
Alfi
With a
is
couple good
playing
shots.
surprisingly well this match, from what I've seen. Like I expected
Almost
him to
suspiciously
just,
well.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like I expected it to see his units be like dying back and forth. I have not seen that at all. So
I think like this. I'd say this core of this team that I'm on. I don't know how long we actually stayed together, but I think we had Alfie on our team almost every year as kind of a role player, and I think he did improve quite a bit because he was like a two-baller for a long time, like kind of known as a two-baller, but I think he got like sneaky better
Nice.
and definitely got into like three-ball role player position. Sometimes he'd have really good games like this, and yeah, sometimes he'd fold, but really good game from him right here.
yeah, I always thought he was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 2-baller, but he's been playing more like a 3-baller at least these games. So yeah.
Yeah.
What I would
So-
say is it's hard to know the level of play of certain players if they never get a shot on a real team. Like some people, you know, are
That's
just
true.
like garbage, right? But if the person can at least like listen a little bit and go the right directions, like they might deserve a shot at some point to actually even prove if they're good. You can't look good when you're on a team that's getting crushed from all sides.
And if they're getting roles that kind of play to their skill set,
Sure.
like clearly
Agreed.
this did for him,
Hell yeah, a Mort on a hill, right, with good
Game
melee
over.
support. All right, y'all ready for game 6?
Yep. Going to the next one.
I think it's
starting to-
2-1-2, right?
I'm starting to see why I don't really enjoy throwing that much anymore, though. It's kind of boring on a lot of these maps.
And then like acute high pressure.
I think there was some plays to be made. It's definitely on game that the Havergalmere Tro map. There's some plays that I just didn't see. I would have made some plays if I was trying that game. I would just say that I didn't see you or Gekko make. That barb though, yeah, there was not much to be done there for sure.
I think just so many tro maps. I mean, some you can be a lot more aggressive on, but as soon as there's that much soulless hills, it's just I don't know.
It's all
It's
about
boring.
looking for the opportunities to set up the Tro Arty combos. Like
Yeah.
I'm always looking for where's the gap, what's not being covered, and
Yeah.
set it up. Because sometimes you got to
Like-
run to the other side of the map to set it up, and you got to be watching for that. Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I feel back when that map was more like 3-prong focused. I used to get a lot more aggressive on it, but the way it plays now, I find it's more just a shadow game until the end, and then you start like kicking melee as they come in towards your fetch and defending your fetch, and it's just boring. I don't know. I don't enjoy that. Same with grilling grounds. Like I fucking hate throwing on grilling
Oh,
grounds.
grilling ground throw is tough, yeah.
It's not that it's
Good
tough.
role for a captain
Boring.
because you just sit
It's
back
boring.
and
Yeah.
shot call
Yeah.
it.
The flanks on that map are the key. The heavy hitting rolls. That's the key.
For sure.
The Arty
Looks
flanks.
like the big difference in the trade here is we got a lot more souls. They
Yeah,
got a
that's
lot more melee, and they got
Massive.
more pus.
massive
Already on the
difference in
Oasis
trade.
or Knuckle.
I want to point out there's actually a mistake that both teams made in the trades on this. It's a little known thing. You're actually, even though these are Huron Guard heroes are actually not that powerful on this because it's all a bunch of fetch and mercs that counter Huron Guard heroes hard. So the way you approach Huron Guard heroes on this, they're just like J-Men. That you use them for the heals. You don't want to max them out actually because they're super expensive, 8 points. So that's a big mistake that actually both teams made here. They got
What are the
max Huron Guard heroes.
options you can get though?
No, what do you get
You
out of
would,
it?
I would even get souls over Huron Guard heroes at this point. So yeah,
Well,
With
feel
this
like
many
s-
warlocks on the map?
Yeah, I
I would
traded
get
for
locks
18
too.
Heron
But
Guard
they're
heroes.
literally just healers. You can't do anything else with them. They're healers. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm on board with you about like Solus at this point for sure. That they're usually not good, but I'd argue on this map that they are good for sure.
No,
100%
no.
those hills.
No, that's
Yeah,
why I said I
actually-
would get souls instead of Huron Guard heroes because you
Do
got
these
hills on them
hills
too.
do these hills block lock shots? Like if you go over to the other side?
I don't think
Do they-
so.
Some of them do. I'm not sure about all of them though.
Yeah, I'm thinking the higher pointier ones might.
But even so, like there's so many fetch on the map to block all the lock shots too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
True.
there's hills everywhere. Like even in fighting range of mid, there's hills.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
think souls play a big role in this
I
one.
would get like maybe 6 to 8 Huron Guard heroes. You're gonna have all the roots you ever need with just 6 to 8 of them. That's it.
Shall we?
Yeah,
Or have we-
I'm not there yet. Hang on, like 5 seconds.
And I could have got, there was 42 max mercs. I got 25. And there's 30 mauls you could have gotten. I got
Oh,
0.
Racking's team did get a lot of souls.
We did, yeah.
Is it tied now in the match? By the way.
I think it's 2-1-2, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is game 6, I guess.
Yeah, game 6. All right, you guys ready?
Ready to roll.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm interested to see how NC plays this. With the trade they went,
Not
they should-
NC.
Whatever. We're just gonna call Woe's team then.
Whoa.
Interesting to see how they play it. Like they should see our trade and understand that they want to avoid engaging until like the end, right? Instead of for the end game.
And rush us, yeah. With the superior melee.
Yeah, like that's how
Behind
they
the
should be
fetch.
trying to play.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they have to play it that way. Yeah, absolutely.
What is it? 9 fetch on this, I think.
But I actually prefer Rat's trade on this. I think it's really hard to
9
pull
fetch
off
max.
what WWO's team is doing here.
I agree.
Did
I
they get
agree, man.
less? Did Rat's
Flag
team get less
captured.
fetch? Oh no, they're there. Okay.
No, we got 9.
Yeah, I couldn't see 3 of them for a second there. See
Less
it.
pus than they did.
Yeah, I think this is one of the games you don't need max.
Look
plus
at
for
Killer
sure.
King, dude.
But
He's so aggressive. He's
He is. I sort of like the idea to see if it would work though.
yeah.
He's just gut
Oh.
checking it. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see how these souls work out for you guys.
They're going to be annoying for the fetch. You know, this is actually a rare instance where souls on fetch. There's no tro for the souls to
Flag
defend.
captured.
You can't already fight with the souls on this.
I'm
Fetch
just kind
do
of
have
pushing
lots
into
of
them. It
heals,
looks
though.
like mid.
Looks like Shy's sneaking some melee around on north.
This is a pretty small map for 2-team, eh?
Yeah, tiny.
Yeah, it is. I expect
Flag
Rat's team to
lost.
be able to slowly push Woe's team back and gain mid control.
Now Shy has successfully flanked our team north. I'm responding. I'm all the way south, so I'm moving through mid to check him.
Yeah, it's just a few melee for now.
If memory serves, this map has some really weird unpassable places that like don't look like they're impassable, right?
Can't remember.
I think it does.
Oh man,
Asmo,
Killer
I'd like
King
to
is
see your
getting.
flank push right here. I think you should push that, yeah. You could have trapped, if you had pushed Asmo right away, you could have trapped all that melee. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, Adren got a lurk on mid and stole a couple souls. That was a nice play.
And killed a pus. And took out some melee.
Flag
Yep.
contested.
I hope Argos' souls take these hills now that we're pushed up.
Yeah,
on
you
these.
guys should be able to push them back. Yeah, you just need to get your souls. If Rat's team gets their souls on those hills,
That's
Yeah,
going to be
that's
tough for them.
so it's almost game over, pretty much. You know.
I
So
agree. Should be
And
able
we're
to get it right
close.
now.
yeah, they're real
Killer
close.
King's working on it.
Oh, did I just see that hill block a shot?
Yeah.
They blocked it. Yep.
Okay. I would have thought you could shoot over that one.
I think at this point they have to be concerned about their positioning.
Yeah,
For sure.
there's 6 minutes
I'd
to
imagine
go,
so.
and I think you're going to keep pushing them back for a few more minutes.
And then there's no good place to like sally a charge, right? Like you got to go through middle is your best shot. Otherwise, you got these bottlenecks.
Ooh, Killer King does lose another soul. They do correctly recognize that they have to keep your souls off those hills. That they are really trying to keep them off. Although you guys kind of already got that one.
Yeah, Dantski and Argos.
Yeah.
That's a bad hill to let them have.
Yeah, this is a very dominant position now. Just your East Souls need to kind of firm up their grip on their hills, but then that's pretty much it. Otherwise. Yep, okay. Adren's making a good move here. I do like what you're doing there, Adren.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
You picked off a
He's
fetch, I
making it work.
think, maybe? Picking off some melee now.
Yeah, picked off a fetch. I might lose one here though.
Might be
No, I
fine.
got the hill. Yeah, I got the hill.
Yeah, no, you made the right play though. Like you gotta make something happen because your team's getting
5
pinned
minutes
hard right now.
remaining.
Yeah, I'd like to see Killer King consolidate his souls on that better hill.
You know what I like to see is I'd like to see rawr's fetch go to help him further east. Like you don't need all the fetch middle.
100%.
That's why your west was able to push further because Asmo's fetch supported it. rawr is not supporting the east, and therefore that lock keeps zoning the souls out.
Look, he's trying to jailbreak Wayward One. Fetch pushing middle, right into
That
souls
east-
in the hill. That's a bad idea.
Oh my god. This east is doing a really bad job for Rat's team. But, yeah, so a bunch of melee flank through, but that's not going to matter too much.
Oof.
Man, but the east souls, if those east souls were in position, they would fuck up that mid right now. Kill that here? Oh my god.
Yeah, these souls are definitely tough to deal with here.
There's a goal sitting back for Rat's team the whole game. At the start.
Tactical.
Oh, dud pus. That was brutal.
So, Woe's middle is still pushing, which is kind of
Pushing
smart.
hard.
They need to. They have to make that push. That's smart. And Rat's souls on the east, if they could just get into position, they would do work. But
Oh, there's a plus on Adrenaline.
ooh,
Oh,
it done it.
God.
Oh my god.
Flag contested.
Oh, that
Get
hurts.
some
though.
mercs at least.
Okay, now they're finally moving some souls onto that. Oh, rawr. Just pushing in too much, maybe.
Ooh.
Contested.
Yeah, Roar's gotta be careful there. Okay, the east souls are finally
Ooh.
putting some pressure in. Ooh, Roar's doing a good job with his fetch. Really nice. Kind of getting the better of Ghengis there.
And the soul's starting to do a little work here.
Yeah, souls are now finally getting in there. Oh, some
Argos
pus
needs
goes
to
down
get-
on the north merc, but there's no follow-up. Is Roar gonna follow that up? Oh, Roar doesn't... It misses the follow-up on the 2 merc north of him that were pussed. And he misses the follow-up on the Huron. Did he get that Huron? Nope, kind of missed it. Roar's a pretty good fetcher, I will say, though.
Aggressive, good formations.
Argos' soul pack is just way too clumped up. Gotta spread
I
the
know,
souls out.
All game. Okay, when Argos takes this hill, I think that starts to turn the map a little bit. If he gets there, I think he's going to get there after him.
Rat's team has got to anticipate the mid push from Woe's team and just be ready for it. Let it come to them and just defend it. The Solars need to spread out more. Dant needs to go shift further east. They need to get spread out more.
And it looks like our melee is not ready. You know what I mean?
Okay, here comes the push. Here it is.
Oh, that's so hard to push into those souls.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's almost impossible for him, dude.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah. This game is way closer than it should be, though, to be honest.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Roar's gonna lose his 2 fetch. Yep, he just lost 2 fetch. Asmo's doing a great job with his fetch. Yeah.
Wu had an unfortunate bounce with his pus there. Could have killed the fetch. It's dead anyways, though.
Sudden death.
They need to clean up those fetch middle for them.
Oh.
They should be there.
Yeah, he lost 2 fetch to like 1 Huron, I think.
Percents are way out of balance now. Looks like in my favor.
Yeah, Souls definitely are a big difference maker in this one, just for positioning, really.
Oh yeah, the game was lost on the trade alone before the game even started.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Which again leads me back to believe like we didn't do a lot of stratting for this.
I mean, it's hard to miss that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a pretty big miss, I would say.
Game.
Asmo.
Yeah,
110
Asmo had a great
damage.
game for sure.
Oof.
Adrenaline, you too, yeah.
Yeah, I think
113.
Did what you could, given the bad position your team was in.
did I have as many kills as the rest of my team here? Let's do the math.
Almost half.
Almost by 2.
Damn.
So that's 3-1-2.
This game, like, it was way closer than it even should have been because all that East, Rats, your team's East, just could not finish getting that hill locked down. If they had just locked it down, it would have been totally game over.
It would have been
I would say it was
buzzsaw.
closer. I mean, it's 43 to 2% at the end. That's pretty much a blowout.
Yeah, but like I hear you, but like it would have been like way worse than it was even, you know.
The opportunity was there for sure.
Last man on the hill, it's hard to do much worse than
the
that.
The percentages were like pretty even actually until the very end, and they lost basically because they had to push, I guess, into your guys' fetch. But I don't know. It could have been way bigger win even. The Rawr's fetch needed to shift east and just help those souls get into position, and he could have stayed there. Like I don't know. For whatever reason, like I guess you guys were like afraid of having just one fetcher middle, which was who was the third is Gekko. So Gekko, yeah, he would have been by himself middle, but it would have been fine because he would have been surrounded by souls on either side of the hills with the hills there, you know. So
yeah, I mean there were some big names on fetch on the other side though. You know,
yeah,
GK.
Sure.
Who was the 3 for them? So you had Adren, GK, and who was the 3rd?
I assume
I think
LSO?
Paris. I think it was
Paris or LSO. Okay.
It was Paris, yeah.
Okay.
So was that the I in my memory I felt like when that game ended, game 6, that we had won. I haven't been tracking perfectly.
No.
3-1-2.
It's only 3-1-2. Yep.
So it's 3-1-2.
Yep.
So we either win this and the normal grand finals is over, or we lose and then it would go to an extra game to decide who won the like original grand finals.
Which I think the tiebreaker traditionally has been Desert Terry's, I believe. So
yeah,
usually. That's usually the one.
All right. And then Highlands up, Flag Rally Light.
So Flag Rally, I definitely wouldn't want to see too many archers on this.
I also don't like this map. I really dislike this map too.
I like this map. 10 archers.
I like this map.
Yeah, I like it. It's big. It's pretty big, I would say.
It's got that dividing water, which you don't normally see a lake in the middle of a map, which is nice, I feel like.
So both teams very similar trades, it looks like. Yeah. Almost identical. Or maybe. Yeah, almost identical. Not much pus. I like that. I wish there was more maps like that where it was only like 4 pus. You know, like these 12 pus on maps is kind of ridiculous, I think.
I agree, and that's kind of what I've been doing with any of the maps I've been making, is trying to put less and less pus on them if possible.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. People, you know, people would learn how to use pus properly if there was less pus. Like, there's literally so much pus on the map. That's why people are so fucking sloppy with it. That's like 90% of it right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, oh, whatever, we got 11
Yeah,
pus.
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, whatever, I got 3 or 4 pus to control, so fuck it. I can't, well, we can assume that Rats wins this, but yeah, the trades are the same, pretty much. Yeah, there's not really much else to say.
Watch what happens north, because that's where I think this is won.
Double J-Man, which is interesting. Yeah, what was the thought behind the double J? You just want extra heals for the melee, I guess?
Hold on, let me pause it real quick, because I'm counting down and playing time. Let me go back in the Discord and look at what I was doing on this.
I'm paused at 0, by the way.
So in my notes, huge map, bow's not very useful, FR speed, predicting pus bombs on their side. So Gull packs are taking shared flags. All right, light D.
I do think both teams. I think this is like some of the better strats I've seen from both teams. Like you have two options I see on this. One is 5 archers. The other is this with 10. So this is, I think, both teams maxing for fast melee. That's crucial. Yeah, I think these are good trades and strategies so far for this one. Just the double
I didn't have
the double
anything
J-man
specific on the double J-man.
Yeah, the double J-man's a little odd, but it still makes sense to me. Like, extra heals for the melee is perfectly fine, I think.
I thought I'd have some purpose for it, but it didn't seem that I had any specific purpose for it.
You guys ready to start it?
Ready to roll?
Yeah, I love double J, man, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're doing a lot of pus, have you started?
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, if you're doing a lot of pus, it's nice to have those heals.
Even without a lot of pus on this one, like the fast melee is pretty crucial on this, and just having more heals for melee is nice too.
We sent a lot of Gauls north.
Why are you guys talking about Luke Golane in chat? That's a D2 reference, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, somebody was talking about it. And I think it was Argos was talking about the soundtrack.
Similar.
Let's see. So they got
directions that teams are going.
Yeah, but Rat's got a stronger north, looks like.
Yep.
I like that idea better. So, like, what Rat's doing here is, like, to me, a traditional, like, hammer and anvil type of strategy. Fast, powerful flank, and then a slower, powerful mid.
Because these big flanks where teams meet, they bog down, right? We've seen that so many times to this match, and I feel like you got to get speed somewhere and create an advantage.
So I like Rat's position here better because what's going to end up happening is Woe's team's fast melee, which is heavily south right now, is going to run into all those dwarfs, 3 dwarfs middle. And so it's a better advantage.
So he should have never fought that Gaul fight, right? No pus support, and I think he's going to lose most of those Gauls, if not all of them, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough start from them.
Yeah.
Now they've got 1 pus in there, so I need to be careful. But yeah.
Oh, interesting. What's happening here south? Asmo pushing for that flag 7. And Paris might give it to you. What's going on?
Oh, that's a huge steal if he can get it, yeah.
They're collapsing on me right now.
Yeah, he's pressuring you with a pus. You should have counterpussed that goal in your dwarf's face right there. Ooh, that's Ghengis. He's gonna get that dwarf. Yep, there it is.
But KillerKing is close to supporting it.
I'm surprised you didn't counterpuss that, Asmo.
Yeah, I probably should have in hindsight. I sort of hate counterpussing though.
Shy's got a nice shot there.
That's the use case for it though, is to defend your arty piece from an enemy pus.
Yeah, I definitely should have done it there.
Argos isn't going to be able to follow up on his pus. So that's 1 down. Or is he?
He did get it.
Oh, he got
it done it.
Oh, it done
it. That's tough. That's tough.
Does the goal get it? Oh, no.
He's almost going to lose that dwarf too. Oh my god.
Flag. Oh, that was a tough dud.
Ooh.
Oh, unfortunate bounce for Shy.
He gets the dwarf still.
Oh, he gets it.
Oh, this is starting to look bad for Rat's team here. The down 2 dwarfs. There's only 1 dwarf left
north.
mid.
They've lost all their flags.
True. We're gonna get VI here probably because they have like no defense on all those flags other than flag 7.
And I also think Woe they only have 1 pus left. I think so. They kind of spent their pus at this point. Now, Dantski, he has got to get his dwarf into a good position to defend the enemy melee. But he's got archers. I almost feel like that dwarf should get handed off to somebody else with melee. Because he's going to be focused on archer fighting, and that dwarf now needs to get positioned differently from his archers.
And there's that big hill right there. I mean, he can
Yeah,
retreat back to
his
some
dwarf should have
hills,
taken
too.
that hill already, exactly.
Yeah, KillerKing should be taking that dwarf and get on the hill.
Oh, yeah. It's... Dantski should have moved to that hill 30 seconds earlier. He could have zoned the whole team out. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Here comes Paris's last puss. Yep, there it goes down, and he gets the door. Great pussing by Woe's team this game. Like 4 puss, kills 3 dwarfs. That's really good.
That's a big problem.
That's how pussing should be. That was great.
So now Gekko on offense is in a weird spot. He's starting to get pinched now.
Yeah, I see that.
And if I was rawr, I'd be going straight in for 5. Right? I mean, at least with like half your stigs.
I think he's gonna do that right now.
Yeah, to get VI. Yeah.
Beautiful puss by
Nice
Gekko
puss there.
right there.
Yep.
Oh, Nemesis sees it. I don't think he'll get back in time though. Maybe he will.
Oh yeah, he's got his dwarf there.
He's got no support though. Like 1 dud here would.
Ooh, Gekko's getting rushed. He's got to try and defend this.
Good dodge from rawr there.
Nice shot. Gekko just did a nice shot. He might survive this.
Nemesis is gonna lose that.
Oh, Gekko's defending this phenomenally.
Flag captured.
rawr just did a good job to take 5 there and kill that dwarf. In the,
Yeah.
And not finishing the thrall. Notice rawr.
Nice.
He's going straight to the flag, which is what he
smart.
needs to do.
Did Gekko just dwarf his melee at the end there? I didn't see that. I'm not sure.
If Nem would have sent some support back for his dwarf there, I think he could have held that.
And that's the game right there, right?
That is the game. Yeah, Gekko surviving there was crucial.
Oh wait, we need flag 8. Are we missing flag 8?
Flag 7.
Flag 7. But you guys are gonna get it though before they can get flag 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to send more back to that. That's not going to be enough defense. Oh, you guys actually have a pretty large percentage advantage here too.
Yeah.
No, I take it back.
Flag
I don't actually
captured.
hate this variant
Flag
of the map.
captured.
I think I dislike the dark version,
Imminent.
but the light version's actually pretty.
Oh yeah, agreed there. The dark version is just like a giant mall merc tro rush, and there's like it's not interesting at all. Yeah.
Now, Dan, on that hill, that's a pretty good deal. That's going to be tough to get around, even with 2 archer packs.
Shai is coming back to defense 7, which is good.
Gekko should try to just take that hill.
Yeah, if he takes that hill, it should be a wrap.
Yeah, he just needs to get the hill. That's it. He's not going for it yet, though.
And it looks
Okay,
like
now he is.
Shai's Gall has a pus, or it's loaded with something. Let's see.
Probably a bottle or something.
It's probably not a big pus. I'm pretty sure they spent all of it.
Yeah, he used this pus earlier, the dwarf.
Not sure why Gekko is not trying to just take that hill.
And just rain down bottles, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Being kind of passive with it.
And honestly, like, I don't know why, just form up and go at this point. We got the Stigs.
Argos is coming in from the opposite direction too. Yeah, he could be able just to rush that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Paris needed to
that's
stay on
it.
Argos there big time.
I didn't see, why did Paris pull off Argos there?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. To defend his dwarf, but he didn't need to defend it with all his units there. I think that was a bit of a mistake.
That's it right there.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Down to game 7.
Flag captured.
Gekko
I mean,
had a huge game. Huge
Yeah,
game.
Gekko. I think rawr had a really good game too, despite only being like 2-11-4 there. I think he made some pretty key plays in the East.
Yeah, I think that they way undermanned their north flank, and they never supported it in a timely fashion.
I don't think we defended flags well enough. I think we had way too little.
Yeah, I liked your strat better, Rat, from the get-go, and I think the only reason it was even close-ish for a while there was because their pus was just so effective on your 3 dwarfs in the south.
100%. Yeah, and we only had 4 dwarfs.
Yeah. But luckily Gekko was that 4th dwarf, and he freaking like Rambo'd the shit out of that on the flank. Like he survived a very difficult rush.
And good shots too. I mean, he was crushing melee. I think he redeemed himself for the trolling a little bit on that.
No, for sure. I like him on just about anything else, just not tro. Like, and a lot some players don't like that. So
super solid player. Like I've never considered Gekko a trower. I was actually surprised to see him trolling for those tro maps.
Yeah.
When you had, I think, better options.
I think Asmo would have been the primo.
Yeah. Like I see Gekko kind of more as a squad, like an Artie squad player.
Can pretty much do just about anything else, but Artie more so probably, for sure. All right, so next one, now we're going to sudden death. It's important to mention that this was played in a different weekend now, these last 2 games, compared to the first 7-game series. We want to talk about that at all? What happened?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
so
probably,
it's
oh god, I'm looking.
It was definitely 100% me, right? Like, so single parent at the time, and there's no telling how long these sudden deaths are going to be. I had kid coverage for a very specific window, and there was no other options. It's either you play the sudden death then and now, or you have your kid bugging you, try to watch them, or just leave your kid unsupervised, which obviously is not really an option. So I was like, look, man, I cannot play the finals back to back. Can't do it. So that was really 100%. I'll take ownership of that, man. Like, I don't know what else I could have done, to be honest. Could have just played it, I guess, and just
my next, I get that, Rat, but my next question, I guess, is you guys were coming in from the bottom bracket, right? So you would have known that you had to play the sudden death. So, like, did you not anticipate that being a possibility? Like, either possibly scheduling a longer babysitter, or at least letting the other team know that you couldn't play the sudden death in advance? Like, I'm not understanding.
No, it was a huge flame war in Discord going into it. Like it.
You did let them know that you weren't going to be able to do sudden
100%.
death. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay.
And so that was the thing, and and that's when the LSO comment came and everything, which was tough. And I think it just added a lot of gas to the fire, and then I just got super stubborn, and I was just not gonna fucking do it.
Next question is go ahead.
Part of and I don't remember all the details, but if you go on the Gate of the Storms for this thing and you look at it, all of a sudden in the middle of DE, the tournament is rearranged into different categories now. And I remember throughout the course of the tournament, everything's going well, we're crushing folks, and then the tournament format just fucking changed. And then all of a sudden we're playing a different team that week, and it's just I felt like people were just screwing around with it, kind of bending the rules, and that kind of pissed me off. And that was the week that I lost. I think the only match I lost in that whole tournament, and so that was on my mind a little bit. And then I'm struggling to get the kid coverage thing squared away. At that time, there was nobody, dude. That was what it was. I was pressing the bounds to get what I got. So, but yeah, definitely not the best showing on my part. That's for sure. I can tell you.
It looks like our team just completely fucking boycotts this match.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, the other team is just not it's like a shadow of its former self. It hasn't given a proper showing. So, I guess my other question, Rat, is how come I see Tirri, Cruniac, and Ars now? How come they didn't show for the main 7-game series? Do you remember anything about that? Like three of those guys all couldn't make it.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I can go back in the chat and look
Looks
at
like
it.
Cruniac is 0% in this game, so he might just be watching.
Oh, Cruniac's just watching. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it was just Tirri and Ars. So you lose Dantski, but you pick up Tirri and Ars. Okay, I mean, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the chat, and it looks like there's not anything super specific. It's just like a lot of chat about the drama and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's some memes and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it got pretty strange.
Dude, we lost fucking everyone here. Look at our roster.
Yeah, unfortunately, these last 2 games aren't even going to be that interesting to watch because the rosters are just so lopsided now. But yeah, I mean, looking at the trades, 12 archers, LSO's capping now. More archers for Rat. Is this Tirri's? Yeah, it's Tirri's. So you can get away with more archers on Tirri's. Yeah,
And I guarantee we did not strap for this. This was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Who's here? Who
I'm
wants
surprised
to
you guys played it at
What are we
all.
doing?
I'm honestly shocked that this did not end in another, like, one of those. This very easily could have ended in one of those "it never gets played" types of situations. You know what I mean?
think it almost did. I think it almost did. The entire team basically wanted to boycott it. And then I think it was just like me, LSO, and Paris. We're just going to show up and play 3v7 or whatever. And then a couple more people showed up.
Gotcha.
And we were just like, fuck it, whatever. Let's give Ratking his fucking win, put an asterisk beside it.
Yeah.
And yeah. So sorry, I think there is a little bit of an asterisk here, Rat.
Yeah,
Look, if there's
I
an
mean, I have to concede
asterisk
that
on 19, that's fine.
Kind of is.
Still got
yeah.
21.
You still got 21. That's true.
I would have
Although
liked to see
21's kind of an asterisk too, because they were missing HMP and Tirri though too, right? So I don't know. It's tough.
I
They
would have
still
liked to
got
see how
3
the
games
main
with
match.
you, though, man. Jesus Christ.
4 games
and your
with
stats,
me, sure, but
or is it 4? And we
uh,
lost every game.
Well, you tied one, but yeah, sure.
Maybe
I will
one,
say the main match, the previous 7, that was a really good match. I would have loved to see how that played out in SD.
Yeah.
It could have been a back and forth like 5 to 7 game SD. Like who knows?
And I will say, like, I perfectly accept the asterisk. You know, you got to take responsibility sometimes. And I think that, like, the heat of the moment and like the drama flaring up definitely didn't help me at all there. But why the format of the tournament itself changed in the middle of double elimination, I don't know. And why to what that was to the advantage of the other team.
There was some dirty stuff going on in this Mithril Cup. I feel like I was less involved
100%.
until the end of it, but I feel like there's a reason for why I played it. It wasn't like just the tournament's going normal. Oh, we're gonna push it back a week. Like there was major flame going on,
Oh, there was.
somebody on this NC team happened to be the TO of the tournament who was directing it. So that was part of
100%.
Who was the TO?
Paris.
Okay, so okay. You didn't want to say any names, but okay.
So, like, at that point, when that happened, I was like, well, dude, fuck this. Like, why am I going to bust my ass and you know what I mean, to fuck around with this rigging stuff? So I was pretty pissed about it, dude, honestly.
I will say this. Oh, sorry. Finish.
I was just thinking you should never change a Myth World Cup in the middle of DE, right? Like, I mean, unless another team just can't show up or something, right? Like, but to change the structure, it all of a sudden went into brackets, and you're like, we were already in DE. Yeah, so there was definitely some shit.
Do you remember?
I can't
The
remember.
name of the brackets?
No, like why did that change come about?
I think because we were basically closing out. We were sweeping teams, and I think that honestly, there was some sort of advantage trying to be wrung from it. That was my take, because there was nothing really rational or anything else about it. I probably have the chats. I can go back and look at them. But
who was the TO of that tournament? Nemesis is saying that, that's what I thought. Nemesis is saying, Chet, that Paris is saying Ratking was the TO of this tournament.
Of 2019?
Yeah.
No. I've
I
done the
feel like
TO
he's
of
wrong.
one Myth World Cup.
Yeah, I feel like Paris was the TO for sure.
I think there was like a council or something of it, if I remember correctly. And like I was on the council.
That was
There was like 4 or 5.
2018. That was 2018.
Oh, was it 2018? Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
it was
gonna go ahead and say I've never liked the sudden death format. It's a double elimination. I feel it should just be a whole nother match, like another 7-game match on a separate weekend.
I agree.
I probably agree with that, even though I benefited the most from the sudden death format than compared to anybody in the game. Like that's my biggest strength. Nobody even realized like that sudden death format. Like I'm just untouchable on it. It's
You probably prepare strats for it, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Most teams I've been on,
absolutely.
We just like leading into the game, the few minutes before, we're like, "Hey,
dude, it's such an enormous advantage if you know how to use it, because the other team doesn't know your pick. They're going into
knowing how to use it and actively using it. I think, any team I've been on, we just kind of think back, we're like, oh, like what did we do well on? Let's just play that map. We don't actually like prepare a strategy for it almost ever.
Yeah, I saw NC take that approach to sudden death. It seemed like they stratted for like the first 7-game series, and then they were just like winging it in the sudden death. And to me, that was crazy. That was nuts to me, because it was like that the sudden death is like the biggest advantage that you can get is in the sudden death. The other team is blind going into your pick. The only thing that they know is that it has to be some pick from earlier in the tournament, but that's a lot of maps, and they may not remember.
A lot of it is care factor too, though.
But why? Dude, it makes no sense. If you're going to strat for a 7-game series, you already put 80-90% of the work right there. Why not finish it with doing the strat work on the sudden death games is even more of an impact. It even more guarantees you the win. So it's like if you were hard limited to stratting for 7 games, then what you should do is wing it for 2 games in the main series and still strat for the sudden death. That's what you should still do.
Maybe it's just like a reckless optimism. You're just like, we're gonna fucking win this in the main match, and then that's that. I don't know. It depends if you're top bracket or bottom bracket. But
I literally didn't lose a single. I think out of 6 sudden death games I was in over many years, I won them all until Asmo won the last from this last MWC. But that was also because the sudden death format changed. And it was also like a BC pick, basically. Baron Zelamoth. It's like nothing I can do about that. But
I can't tell you how many sudden deaths I've been on the losing side of. It's so fucking frustrating. Like,
because dominating. You're on NC, and NC never prepared for it. That's why.
Exactly. Like, we would dominate the main match and then, like, fucking lose in 2 games in sudden death. And you're just like, well, that was a big fucking waste of time.
That's why I don't understand not to do it. Because you've, like, literally wasted your time your whole tournament by not doing that.
I let my argument be known already about sudden death. Like, traditionally when I think about it, like, I think it's horrible. Like, I think in, like, theory, like, the idea is fine if you do a whole tournament that way, but why do a whole tournament on set maps, set picks for 2 months and be like, oh, the last 2 games inside the tournament, let's switch it all up.
The format was clearly designed that way just to, like, quickly wrap up the tournament before, like, everybody left, and, like, to accommodate, like, Euros and, like, you know, all this stuff. It's just like, hey, let's come up with, like, a quick format that should 95% of the time just wrap up the games really quick. We don't want to have to prolong this other weekend kind of thing. So
I think the ideal way is what Adren's saying. I think a separate weekend, another series, and do like a best of 5. Don't do a best of 7 where people have to commit another 4 hours, however long it takes. Just do like a best of 5.
Best of 5 would be great for sure.
Did we do best of 5 Asmo last year or this last MWC?
We didn't. I sort of wanted to change it, but I already had the rules written out in advance. I didn't want to change it like last second.
We almost did best of 5. I thought I agreed to best of 5, but we like kind of said not to, I guess, in the end or something. But
let's do it for next Myth World Cup.
Change it. 100%.
Yeah, no. If you think about it, that would be a proper quote unquote double elimination format, right? It should be a whole nother match. So
exactly.
And in 2021, the sudden death it didn't go on like it felt like 14 games, to be honest.
Yeah, it can drag on like that. That was one of the longest ones. There was like 2 or 3 years where it went absurdly long like that. Yeah.
And like after the 7th or 8th game, like I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys, but like I gotta take like a 5-second break, like gather my shit a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you definitely get
You
burnt
get
out on
worn
it.
down for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it becomes like an endurance thing, right?
It really is, yeah.
But like Euros have to start going to bed and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's terrible for the Euros for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, but I feel like it's worse for the Americans, to be honest. Like, because most of us are married and have kids, at least like half the players. Trying to pull off a 5-hour match in the middle of the day on a Sunday or Saturday,
True.
like,
Dude,
True. That's
it's
true. Nighttime at
yeah,
least is easier with kids. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I start like thinking about, do I need to set up a webcam and like over my bed because my wife's gonna smother me at night?
for sure.
But yeah.
I also do want to give Rat more credit for this match or tourney or whatever, this finals, because he was short Tirri and ours, and he had like without them, he definitely had the weaker roster in that first 7-game series. And I would say Rat did clearly outstrat Woe as captain for more games than the other way around, right? So
Again, I feel like there was very little strat put into into that match.
well,
I don't
regardless,
remember exactly.
okay, then you guys deserve to lose. You know what I mean? Like Rat had better
Absolutely.
strats, so
I agree. I agree
Definitely
with that.
appreciate that, man.
Like the that
Well,
Oasis game.
you outstratted on Oasis 100%. You outstratted them on the Barb Valley Light FR game.
Islands
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3. There's at least 2 or 3 of them there
that were basically done.
Yeah, done
at
by
the start.
just done from the start. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
well, I
sure
appreciate that, man.
I'd have to go. Well, I guess there's no way to actually go back and look. Were we on Discord at the time? Was Discord a thing yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, in 19, yeah.
Cups up on it.
I wonder if I'm still a member of that Discord. Probably not. Probably.
It's on my.
No, I kicked everybody out.
Oh, the team Discord, you man? Yeah, probably not.
Oh, for yours? I don't know. Yeah, on my team at that time, I post every strat, and I'm like, I don't know if the person's going to be on my team next year, so I just kick everybody.
Knowing what I know now, I have a feeling like we didn't even make strats. I think it might have just been Wayward One just trading for whatever he thought was good at the time.
So
Sounds
I've
like
actually
it.
seen the full rosters now. So NC's was everyone we've seen so far, plus Zach and Kron. And then our roster was everyone you've seen in the finals, plus Zell, Arzenic, Tirri. Cruniac was on the team, apparently, according to this.
Oh, okay.
We had Zach on
So
our
he's
team.
sitting here only because you guys can only play 7, not 8. That's fine.
Yeah, and he didn't show up to the finals, so he probably got benched because of that reason.
Yeah, so we were at a huge player disadvantage.
Yeah, the first 7-game series, you're missing like 3. Like basically, I would say your best players were Dantski, ours, Tirri. I'd say probably Cruniac in there too. Like Cruniac would be a
100%.
great thrower. Cruniac should have been your thrower. He should have been your thrower.
And I'm
100%.
pretty sure he was. If he was in the game, I basically had him.
Yeah, exactly. So that you guys played at a big disadvantage for the first 7-game series and still won. So yeah. Anyway, you guys want to start this?
Yes,
the last one.
I am
3,
fucking starving.
2, 1. Go.
Game on.
And we have PK on the team. I mean, maybe he's just watching. I don't know. He's in the game.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, that's Cruniac that's watching.
Yeah.
Mithril Cup 2019 champ. Is that what you're talking about?
No, but player killer, PK.
Yeah, I mean, he's on. I don't see him in the game. He's just on our roster. I'm looking on Discord.
Flag.
Because I don't remember that he played very many games, but Arsenic was damn near at every game until the finals.
Yeah.
He was huge, dude.
I'm sad that he didn't play this year. He's always been a
Flag
mainstay.
Captured.
Yeah, Arsenic needs to come back for sure.
Yeah, dude. Bunch of souls. I don't know why I got so many souls. It's flag rally. That's just a bad idea.
Am I in the wrong game right now?
We're watching Desert, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Desert
Oh, you
Cherries.
guys are in desert?
Let
I'm
me
on
pause
Hammer.
it. Let me pause it. All right, load it up, Brad. Yeah, 10:52.
10:52. Be there in a second. All right, I'm good.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Did you load the second sudden death game? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like I have solo mid here. That's
You like fighting 3v1 mid?
no big deal. Typical day in the office.
Killer
Flag
King,
captured.
Thal, and rawr against the Dren.
And it looks
Flag
like Ratking in
captured.
behind there with a gold pack, so possibly 4v1.
Right. Oh, and Asmo's behind them.
5v1, our whole team.
Fucking
looks
bring it
like
on,
you-
boys. Bring it on.
The fuck is your team? Like, where's the rest of your team, Dren? It's wild.
South, yeah.
All
I mean, that's
south.
everybody.
5 of them are
3
south?
melee
Oh, wow,
packs.
okay.
And Alfi's on a small gold pack north. Yeah, this is interesting. I have a feeling this doesn't go our way. It looks like Paris is considering backing me up.
I'm surprised you're not forcing them into the choke a little bit more, Dren. Back up a little bit. Up, one goal, pus goal down, another pus goal down. That's rough.
I don't tend to back up. I don't like backing up.
I think you're gonna be forced to here shortly. You have
Yeah.
a choice.
Oh, moving backwards. Very unlike me. Oh no, going back forwards. I didn't need those.
Your team is crossing south, but I mean the problem is you have Eliso. Okay, Eliso's there. You get Spoon and Voss on Warpack. Well, Spoon just
Flag
has some
lost.
not Warpack.
Flag captured.
I think we get an. Oh, look at that gold pack coming south, Alfi.
Unfortunately, what I see happening here is like LSO's team south just doesn't know how to like push through and be like their flank is stalled out basically, and they're gonna get stuck in that choke.
And they're 2-1 against them with the bows.
Yeah. They have superior warriors, but the warriors, like LSO, probably should have flanked wide and gotten around in the back or something. Oh, he's starting to do it now. Okay, yeah, he's starting to do it now.
I really wish I had some plus mid at this point.
Yep.
Stand clear. Stand clear.
Flag lost.
That's just a very awkward position for the LSO's team south. Very awkward terrain for them to fight from.
And I'm about to get pushed pretty hard mid. They got 2 more plus coming in.
2v1 with extra pus, yeah.
Yeah.
Flag contested.
Actually, really surprised they're not pushing you more aggressively, Adren, to be honest.
Flag
But
contested.
Yeah.
Alfi with some good harassment, though, with the gold pack. He should not fight that. He's going to go for it, though. All right.
Mid should honestly be just shooting the thrall in front instead of trying the archer fight.
Yeah. Yep.
Flag captured. Flag.
All right,
Oh.
Alfi takes an engagement. He did fine.
Oh, who
Flag
is this?
lost.
Vaz. Vaz is just
Flag
giving them that south
lost.
flag. Oh, this is not a good sign.
Yeah, that's unfortunately you have some like less experienced players that they're just not going to know how to push through. They're going to hesitate
Yeah.
and get picked off basically, which is what's happening.
We're about to get flagged, I think. Well, Spoon's going back towards the southeast flag. He's got a dwarf there too.
Elisso's trying to flank around, and I like Elisso's thought here. Unfortunately, his south just died. Like if his south had just retreated and not died, you guys would actually be looking okay right now, because Elisso isn't getting into a good position to pinch their middle from behind.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, with
percentage-wise,
Alfi.
we're not too far behind here.
100%. And then, yeah, that's actually a nice little pinch
The
there.
percentages are actually still
Contested.
even enough. Yeah, Adren, Paris, and like you guys set up a nice pinch on their mid. If you just need to go right now. You gotta go right now.
We're about to get
Flag
flagged.
lost.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Here it is.
Flag
Yeah,
lost.
shit.
And
Yeah.
game over. Oh,
That's a nice
such
counter.
good
That's a nice counter for them. Rat or LSO and Alfi were in range potentially to contest.
Super close.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically walked off almost.
I can't believe we just gave them the flags like that, though. Like, this had a potential to be a somewhat decent game, and we just walked off all of our flags.
The lack of experience of Spoon and Boss really showed in the South, I think. That they just didn't really know what to do. They needed to just have a clean retreat and get out of there without losing anything.
Yeah. And it just seems like nobody on our team even saw it coming. Like, I kind of partially blame myself at least for not leaving a few thrall on that flag just in case, but I didn't think that we were going to give up south at this point.
Yeah, LSO really should have seen it because he had a melee pack. He had more. With the archers, you're more tunneled. You know, it's harder to have awareness of that
For
kind
sure.
of stuff. Yeah.
And Paris has got a war pack right there, like kind of close to our middle flag.
Right. Yeah. Any of your war packers really should have picked up on that.
Yeah, this was just a big bad shit.
This actually could have been a decent game, actually, if it had just not ended right there. It was about to turn interesting, really interesting.
It could have. It
could have been a very bad deal for us. I would have got the Gaul pack out, but we probably would have lost, 15% if they collapsed on us there?
The percentages would have evened up more, for sure, I think, at least.
I think you're still looking fine. Like, you got a lot south here that's going to come and pinch me mid soon, me and Paris.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it would have. I like that pinch probably would have evened out the percentages at the very least, and then you just kind of see where the game plays out from there. But yeah,
I think you guys probably still win this, but it would have been nice to see an actual game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I would
Oh well.
that. All right, next one, last one.
Yeah.
Avergilmir Dark FR. Okay.
Oh, it's a repeat. Or wait.
No, the other one was CTF, wasn't it?
It was. Wait, was it?
Yeah, it was CTF. Yeah, correct.
So not quite as rushy on FR, but still I would trade it very similarly. Where personally I would just get like 2 or 3 morts and no other ranged units.
Oh, it looks like Gekko's jumped on our team for this game just to take
just
a little
to help
more
out.
interest. I guess
So
so.
is this Mithril Cup winner loss for Gekko then?
That's funny.
That's
Ooh,
a good point.
I think we should get a hold of Gekko and take back one of his rings. Sorry,
Dude's
Gekko.
got probably a lot by now.
So yeah, Kroon trowing now for you guys. Yeah, that's the proper trower now. That was
100%.
If you had Kroon in the first 7 games, probably would have maybe even won at least one of those trow games.
At least.
I disagree.
Would have been better at least. Would have been better.
Overrated.
There was some significant improvement to be made over Gekko's trowing. I mean, even if Cruniac is overrated, it's hard to say that you couldn't have done better.
I don't disagree. I just don't think in either of those trow maps that the trow are the difference makers either way. Well, maybe in the
trowing is still important. It's always important. Trowing is always important.
It is fair, but maybe in the Barb Valley game, you could argue that Gekko possibly cost them the game with in the end there.
It
But
was close until like they were maybe a slight disadvantage still in especially in the tro health, but it was at least still close until he made that final where he finally engaged at the end right by your guys' souls, which made no sense. He needed to pick him. He needed to fight on the outside away from the souls. So
it's unfair to say like that lost the game though. It's unfair to Gekko because there's a bunch of stuff leading up to that also contributed to losing the game.
agreed.
And, like, good performances on our side. Like Elso had a really solid game with the Morts there that were a huge difference maker, and Alfi had a really good game. And yeah. I mean, Tro are super important in some maps more than others, but I think in those two games in particular, I don't think the Tro were the huge difference maker personally.
I would say if Gekko had didn't tro the way he did in those two games, like it would have been a significant improvement for Rat's team. So I still think the tro are important.
Well, I'm not saying they're not important. I just, less so than some other maps. Personally, that's what I'm saying.
Let's see what Cruniac does with Tro. Is he trolling against you, Dren? Yeah. So you just talked a bunch of shit about Cruniac's Tro. So let's see what happens.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, let's have a look at the other rosters. We already know how this goes.
And Adren is supporting cast around him for this game is not.
Yeah,
not on
of course,
par.
of course. All right, you guys ready to start it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Interesting
Game
that both
on.
teams again got a lot of Solus.
Yeah.
Gekko's been like the most talked about player this cast for good and bad.
Yeah.
He's had very swingy games, very strong games, and then rougher games.
Basically strong on everything except anything he trod on, pretty much.
He had
Flag
big games
captured.
on the light maps this series.
Flag captured.
Oh, it looks like Paris and LSO are having a bit of a beef in chat. Oh, that's the other thing. I don't think we're even on voice for this. I think we just said fuck it and didn't do voice for sudden death. That's funny.
Yeah, I think that seems right because you guys are definitely chatting a lot more.
Oh yeah. And I'm just like, yo, give me some fucking melee for mid so I can rush. Yeah, we did not have any
Flag
strats for this
captured.
whatsoever. This is just
Flag
flying by the seat of our
captured.
pants. No voice chat.
Flag captured.
The only thing I did for
Flag
Strat on mine
captured.
was I posted the channel that said SD
Flag
Strat dash
captured.
lol, and it was just a couple bits of chat.
Yeah. I have a feeling we just get like flagged early in this again. And I'm noticing he still didn't give me any melee mid, so I'm probably just like, alright, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go suicide.
He gave you melee now.
Okay. A few. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Too late though, because I think I wanted to rush this immediately. Like I wanted a large melee pack, so I could just straight
I don't
rush
think you're
through.
going to be able to rush their middle. They got souls and a lot of melee there.
I mean, like before the souls got there, I wanted to go straight through mid and try to contest for their flag 2 and then do something else. I've done it a lot on this map, but I wasn't given the chance here.
The middle gut check works well, but they kind of went
Yeah.
pretty heavy mid too, I would say.
Oh, ill-advised crossing here. I go across.
There's confusion going on.
Oh, tell me I don't take this fight.
Yeah, there's no way to take that fight.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
You see those souls up north? I think it's just a terrible cardinal trade on that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
PKs in this game. This is the first time we see PK, I think.
Yeah.
I like what Kroon's doing with the throwing here.
I mean, he's just keeping me from crossing. It's what else would you really do at this point?
Well, he's setting up more shots with his mortar. I like to see what he's doing with that.
Oh, I just got more melee. I think I probably just asked for more. I was like, fuck it, give me more melee. I'm pushing this.
It's
Do I
tough to
go
push
for
up
it?
the hill with that mortar, man.
Yeah, but I make some pretty stupid decisions in this game sometimes, so I wouldn't doubt if I try it.
And if you don't take the risk, you don't get the reward, man. That's for sure.
Exactly. I bet you I go right here, right after this shot. No.
KillerKing taking a bunch of damage.
Yeah, it looks like he could rush that south, but maybe doesn't need to yet.
I don't think he needs to. I don't think he can, especially without Artie support.
Yeah, I felt kind of forced. Ooh, he's losing mercs left.
I just
and
crossed with my tro without my melee. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's not a good play. You have to run around now to get regrouped there.
I think it's because
he should be able to kick all of that.
You thought your south was getting rushed. You're trying to save him.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason. But I knew I couldn't cross with my melee because it would have just got cleaned up. So
They should wipe those mercs and rush that.
There's the white.
I think I
Who's
made the
got
right
it? Gekko's
decision
got the white.
I like Kroon's aggression here.
Yeah, I probably let him get killed here.
What Kroon should do is try to bait you into a tro fight and sacrifice his mercs to get tro damage on you. That's what I think he's going to try and do here.
Oh, Gekko just showed his white though.
Or he's also going to try and, okay, picks off the merc. He's also going to try and tag that flag, I think.
Oof.
Oh, good rush. Rat's merc picks off a mort out of nowhere. Oh, you guys are having. Oh, nice shot! Nice shot! Oh, that's huge.
I don't think that was a nice
redeem
shot. I think
yourself,
that
Killer
was a
King.
missed block by Gekko.
Yeah, it was.
He had the unit out there and just completely whiffed on the block.
Okay,
So maybe he is actually
rejoins.
Maybe he is actually playing for Rat's team here.
It's the double rig, right? Ooh, that white could be a thing here.
Yeah.
Ooh, do I take this fight? I don't know. Like, what are the numbers here? 1, 2, 3.
No, that would be a bad
7.
fight for you to pick. I like Kroon's position there better.
I'm only short 1 melee, but they got the mort support. I wouldn't be surprised if I take this fight.
Because you do got to make
The
something
mort
happen.
support is pretty huge, though, I would say.
Yeah.
That is yeah.
Oh, I think I was trying to lure him into Gekko's white. That's what I was doing.
That's a smart play, but you got to defend 5.
Yeah, I think we're giving up 5 here and just saying fuck it.
I already like
another way.
I already like
Flag
Cruniac throwing way
captured.
better. I mean, I know it's like different teams and everything, but like he's staying with his mortar guy like almost the whole time, and that's really smart.
I mean, it's a different game. Yeah.
Here you go, though.
See if the white gets in there.
I mean, he's got to. Cruniac should know that he's being baited at this point, right?
I mean, yeah, you would
I
think
hope
so.
so.
This is like the most commonly whited crossing almost in the entire game, right?
It's one of them.
And where's the mort?
5 minutes remaining.
He's just trying to get tro damage, which is not
Which
bad.
is fair.
It's not a bad play, yeah.
Because at this point, it's almost a whole punch.
Oh, he showed it!
Oh,
That was
he
just
showed
so
it!
He showed it.
Hopefully
Damn it,
TK got the
too.
click. He didn't click it. Oh my
He might not
god.
have seen it. It just showed its head. He might not have seen it.
He should have definitely seen it though. Like you know, there's
he
probably a white there. You should be looking.
But do you know there's
God.
2 whites there?
Definitely not 2,
No,
but
definitely
like
not
he
2.
definitely should know 1 at least.
Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a
Oh
dud
my
there now too.
god.
no.
Oh, there's a dud there now too. Oh, this could work out
Get the
really
water. Check the water.
So we're
Yeah,
up in
that's-
flags and percent.
surprised.
This could be
You
a
guys-
huge.
Kroon must be in voice because they didn't. I'm sure at least Kroon saw it, even if PK didn't.
well. Yeah, somebody saw it.
I don't. I don't honestly
Nice
pump
baiting,
that white
Adrenaline,
right now.
I'm
Pump
trying
white
so
Even
over
hard.
Asmo's
second
calling
one.
it.
I'm trying so hard to get him to walk onto that dud.
Asmo's calling white. Yeah, Rat circled it.
I circled it.
Your team
We're
is super
trying to
aware that
tell
there's a
them.
white there.
Unless
Kroon
you
wastes
don't
some
shoot
merc.
the white.
I don't know why PK's not shooting that damn water.
He is now.
There we go.
Oh, that's sneaky.
It's too late now, though. They at this point, PK and Kroon really should have just gone around through the wall and gone through the other crossing.
100%.
100%, yeah.
They're like getting held up by this totally unnecessarily.
Flag captured.
So they're now up in flags.
Yeah. Down in percent though, but.
Oh, come on.
Oh man,
oh my
dude.
god, dude.
Oh.
This is hard. This is starting to become painful to watch.
Captured.
Why is he shooting at the other side?
Oh, he's trying to check the white on that side. He thinks it's on the
Oh
other
my
side.
god, what is PK doing here? Oh my
It's
god.
so
Look at
close.
chat. Look at chat. PK, are you drunk?
Yeah, Kroon. I agree. Like, what is PK doing?
He could have blown the white right there, and he was close enough to that mort that I think it would have killed everything.
The white could have hit him, to be honest.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
they
thinking-
can blow it up right
Oh
now.
my
They can blow it
god.
up right now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, after all
And
that.
they got the mort shot. Wow.
Kroon must be flipping out right now. He's probably so frustrated.
we're just putting another white there right now.
And another
His
one.
voice chat, Kroon is a funny motherfucker too in the game. He's hilarious.
That was one of the funniest moments.
That
I have
was-
and that I did not notice. What the heck?
Yeah, that was painful. Kroon says, PK, are you drunk? And then PK proceeds to run straight into the white.
Where's Gekko going with this white? Why didn't he leave it there? What the fuck?
Yeah. Also,
Oh,
Kroon should have turned his merc around.
So it
sooner.
looked like PK was playing in two different places.
Was
Yeah,
he?
that's not
Where's
what
his other
happened.
He
units
was.
at?
Look at their home. He's got 3 Zerks on their home.
Oh my god.
So he was playing in two
He's
different
trying to get
places.
too fancy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was he maybe just given that after
Flag.
his shit
Could
died?
have been. It could have been. Yeah. I'd have to
No,
look at
he
it.
was screwing around with the flag earlier. I forgot to
Okay.
mention it. But I mean, it looks like pressure is mounting. We're back
18
on tags.
Yeah. It's
Percents
almost
are
20%.
bad.
Yeah. They gave up the tag. Actually, they walked off the flag. LSO walked off the flag.
wow.
This game.
Yeah, it makes sense
Flag
to this one. Yeah.
captured.
I just want to say, Kroon, 1 kill, 29 damage. Adrenaline, 5 kills, 45 damage. That's right.
Kroon's throwing. I mean, you could tell though, just watching it, was far superior to what Gekko was doing.
Well,
It's undeniable, yeah.
That's kind of all he ever really got in tournaments, right? Like he was a thrower because he wasn't very good with anything else.
Bow guy. He was really good with bows.
Cruniac wasn't good with anything else. No. That's,
Well, not that. I mean, throw was his specialty. It was his strong point for sure.
Kroon, I want to defend Kroon a little bit here. Like, okay, this is 2019. So, okay, 2012, I teamed with Kroon for the first time in 2012. He was a very rough player back then. And in fact, little... Man, I don't want to talk too much shit. So, there were certain players on the 2012 team, Kroon being just one of them. Not the only player, though. And you have to remember... Kroon was a WW2 player more so at this time, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was new to Reg Myth. Not trying to throw shade on Kroon too badly here, but...
If I can interject for a
What?
second,
Oh,
I always
yeah.
considered him like Karma Light.
Okay, that's an interesting comparison. Because Karma was a WW2er as well.
Yeah, and Karma he got better at Reg than Cruniac, I believe.
I would disagree with that. They're both similarly
Really?
good, I would say.
Really?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think they're both really good.
I think they're both
Yeah.
good. If I have to pick one, I'd still say Kroon probably better, but whatever.
You might be
It's-
picking
it's
just for
nitpicking.
Tro.
It's nitpicking, though.
Maybe just for Tro, I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Definitely for Tro,
other
for
units,
sure, but...
like Karma's really solid with all other units.
Definitely.
I think they're actually very different players, like the way they develop. Cruniac's like artery, trower, and then Karma I'd say is like more melee guy / trower. But yeah, I don't know. They're pretty different players.
I definitely
in my opinion.
prefer Kroon's throwing over Karma's. Although I will add the caveat, I do think, I've been talking a lot of crap about Karma's throwing. I do think Karma got better with Tro in recent years. I think I see some improvement there. But for Kroon, he was such a rough player in 2012. And that was kind of the impetus of TMNT in 2013. It was like we had these like very BC heavy guys like could click amazing, but like did not understand the positioning that they needed to be in, or like just like the team dynamics for large 2-team play. And I was like, as a captain, it was super painful, right? Like I was like, I don't want to hold hands anymore. No more hand holding. Let me surround myself with a bunch of smart team players. That's literally what TMNT was all about. Now Kroon became so much better as the years went on, and I would say the final years he played, like I started to see him do great shot calling even in games. Like he was starting to become a very valuable player. So
he even captained in one tournament. It was actually really good. I remember playing against him, and I was like, dude, this is kind of ridiculous, like that he's this good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because he could do the throwing and archers too. He was really good with archers, I think.
I've always had a lower opinion of him personally.
Nemesis interjected with some comments about the trial, and he said Karma had to trial versus Kirk and other beasts. Cruniac trialed against Adrenaline and others. ...
That's some shots fired right there.
Yeah, a little bit of shade thrown. I think you guys underrate my throwing.
I didn't say anything about your throwing. I was just talking about Cruniac's throwing and Gekko's throwing. Nothing about your throwing.
I mean, you were the best thrower in the series.
Yeah. Your throwing was fine.
Yeah, trailed our team, so.
There wasn't a lot of throw maps, to be honest, in this one. Actually, surprisingly few in this finals.
Yeah, 3, I guess, over 9 games.
Yeah. But no, like, real throw maps. Like, no, like, 5 throw maps. Only 1 3 throw map. I don't know. I think it was kind of an atypical match in that respect.
I think each team picked different maps, right? I'm pretty sure. For this finals, like we each selected a certain number, 4 and 3. I forgot who got 4 and who got 3, but
you think
I think that's how we did the maps.
I don't know. I don't know if we were doing that back then. I know in like later Myth World Cups, we definitely started doing that. I don't know if we were doing that by 2019 though.
Yeah. So, here, even in my chat, this is for you, Adren. They were labeled name changers.
Really?
So, doesn't make anything official, but just throwing that out there. But yeah, it looks like
some people are wearing NC tags too. So
yeah, and I probably argued against it then too. I was probably like, LSO, take that fucking tag off. And
so, I guess this is important for the Myth World Cup 2019. Neither Ratking or Paris was the TO. Apparently, that was the year Garnish became TO.
Yeah, Ephemeral just mentioned that. Okay.
So Garnish was TO in 2019, is that right?
Oh, yeah. And Rat and Paris were sub TOs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar. Yeah.
I don't see Garnish doing anything, like maybe he got railroaded by other players, but I don't think that he would do anything dishonest or, but yeah.
Individually, no, but he's probably pretty influenced, especially at that time.
He's easily influenced by others, I would just say.
Easily influenced, that would be a fair statement, yeah. I've always liked Garnish, but yeah. Well, that was an amazing match. Definitely had the drama, right? We had some critical mistakes. We had some different strategy things. I thought it was pretty good, man. I thought it was good.
Yeah, those last 2 games left a little to be desired, but the rest of the match,
I agree.
That was pretty good.
The one thing I wish was different that I handled it, the sudden death thing, differently. I think there was probably some causation for it, but not enough to probably do that. But
yeah,
I can be a very stubborn person at times.
Yeah, we all can.
I have some kind of just my summary thoughts of the match. Like Rat, I think I've been pretty critical of your capping, as many have over the years. However, I will say I do think this might have been one of your best years or finals match whatever as captain. Like your 2 or 3 strats that you like heavily outstratted them on, those were solid. Really liked, yeah. So I think your strats were good. I think the execution is where things could have been, and that's true of most. That's kind of like usually the final piece that captains have to figure out is the execution piece. Yeah, I think your team was strong on the strats, but the execution was a little like you could have dominated actually this match like heavily if the execution was like really on point. Still had
agree.
a solid win though with again the last 2 games, sure, but the first 7-game series, like there's no question you guys had the weaker roster and you had a solid 4-2-1 results. Unquestionably won that first 7-game series. So
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I agree. I think that the chaos and the fog of war it could have been so much cleaner and so much more simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I might recommend, and I don't know if you did this in more later years, but like for example, you got Asmo. Like I would put him in charge of a flank, and like just to help. I think we would have done this on Team NT in the years that you teamed with me. Like I always had two other guys that were like basically shot callers, right? And that's a pretty crucial thing to have to improve the execution for the team. Because it just, I don't know, some of the execution just felt kind of like off everywhere sometimes,
Yeah, like it was missing coordination.
Yeah. Just was. I don't know.
100%.
Asmo, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I wish we talked about this like sooner. Like I forgot what most of the voice communication happened at that time, but we definitely had the players to make it happen. So I can't remember like
Voice
why
might have been
there's
kind of
a
new
disconnect.
still, right? Like maybe it was
that
still
might-
getting
yeah.
a feel for it.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, but
we-
2019, I think it was pretty established. Like NC was using voice quite early because we were using Ventrilo.
Yeah, but you guys would have been like
Long
way earlier than most people. I didn't use voice for the first time until 2018, just the year before.
Oh, wow.
So-
Okay.
The first time. That's the first time I used it. I think was with MP. We used it like before then. I don't think we really.
Yeah, I'm
used
pretty sure
it.
2018 was the first time a lot of people started using it, and that I think a lot of that had to do with the Myth Discord. Like that tournament was the first MWC that was organized like heavily from Discord, right? So
Makes sense.
We just got that built in. I feel like the shot caller at certain points and like the how I captain was seen as like not really like the priority, but sometimes would be mixed into the plan as like a hey, let's add this extra layer of element when it really should be a foundational. Like listening to the podcast that you guys did and like how you guys were analyzing it, talking about shot callers, I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta like make that more like a foundational piece of what I'm doing, right?
yeah, you gotta delegate more to, and I would just say like the way you talked about your team when I was telling you you gave like the politician's answer, like I feel like you should have more clearly defined designated roles for the players on your team that plays to their strengths and like kind of keeps them away from their weaknesses, kind of thing, right? Like Gekko shouldn't be throwing. There's some like kind of lack of clarity in the strengths and weaknesses of your players and what kind of roles would best suit them. It seems like to me.
Well,
I do agree with that too. That is a very valid analysis.
I think one thing is you don't see a lot of teams team more than 1 year together. Like the next year is completely different. So it's
Yeah,
like
that's
everyone's
fair.
figuring it out like the next year. And yeah, I feel like you get some cleaner myth if those people play together more consistently.
I kind of miss that, having actual teams like we used to have back in the day, like with NC, NP, TCOX, BIA, or whatever rendition of those teams. It was generally the same core year after year.
The rules are pretty set when that
Yeah,
happens that way.
yeah.
Understand what's expected of them, I guess.
Now it's literally just trying to like spread the talent across. If we can get like 3 or 4 decent teams and then a couple extra fillers, we're pretty happy.
And that's a fair point, Asmo. My counter to that would be, though, that we've all played the game for like 20 plus years. We all know each other well enough. Like, I know, without having teamed with any of these players, I have a really good idea of how to captain them. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I think sometimes like my alta, like I lean too heavily like on my own perception. Like I envision them like, hey, this player's going to do this, like in the strategy, like, and then I just don't really have the strategy in the players mix as well. You know, if that makes sense. Maybe it's just getting late. I could be rambling at this point.
do you feel your capping changed at all? Like, when you look at this, I mean, the strats were good. I don't really, I don't think you could really look at this today yourself and be like, oh, I would have stratted this differently. Nothing really stood out to me really in that front. But do you think you changed at all as a captain since this year, or how did you change?
I think that probably some minimal changes. Nothing too crazy. I think the thinking of like what is the meta, like right, like leaning more heavily into melee away from bows and souls and things of that nature.
Right.
I think at this point I was getting away from like some bad habits or some negative, parts of the captaining game, and I think getting into some much smarter, like more optimized kind of things. But I don't think I've changed like too terribly much. But I think still like those thoughts do continue to change of like what is the optimal setting in whatever context continues to evolve. But yeah, I mean, I focus a lot these days on like the communication, like how I'm getting the information out there and like thinking of making those decisions in the moment. I don't think I used to think about that as much, where I'm just like playing the game, you know. Now I'm a little bit thinking a little bit more about it, but not too much different.
Rat, since listening, did you listen to any of the podcast episodes prior at all?
Yeah, a couple of them. I think I've started almost all of them. I don't know if I finished all of them.
Does the commentary? This is something I'm always interested to ask people about. Does the commentary and how other people like Asmo and I talk about the game, was there any new perspective, like, oh, I never thought of that thing like that before, and anything that you heard us talk about previously in any of the podcast episodes?
Oh man, dude, I thought that it was super transparent, and I was honestly like thinking to myself like, wow, like, they're really throwing out all their shit, right? They're being like super transparent. So I was like, man, if I get on there, I'm gonna do the same thing because honestly, I think that's better for the game overall. But yeah, it does. The shot caller thing is a pretty good one, the way you guys talk about it. But yeah, I can't remember anything else specific beyond that.
Yeah, I got you. Asmo, I'm curious. It seemed like, I don't know if I'm wrong, but like, this year, 2019, you just got done capping the finalist team the year prior. Like, I would have expected you to be like almost like co-capping this team with Rat. Like, was that not the case? Were you just like totally just in super chill mode, did not want any responsibility? Is that kind of what happened here, or what?
I just remember I wasn't very involved in this Mithril Cup until like very late in it, and so I wasn't mething a lot of that time. I don't think. I think actually 21, like I played one game in the finals that year too. Like I don't know. There's just period of time after 18 where I did like 18 and 20, but yeah, 19 and 21. I can't remember what was happening in life, but I think I wasn't mething really.
Gotcha. Well, any other closing comments before we wrap this up, guys?
I don't really have much to say. Honestly, I'm really, really hungry, so I think we should wrap this up before Dak gets here.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I think we did crush this podcast, though. I think we did.
All right.
And
Well,
it's only been 3 hours. This is a fucking record.
I think it's been 4 actually, but
It's been 4? What time did we start? Fuck, it is 4.
Started a little bit late.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for listening. Until the next episode, and thanks Adren and Rat for joining us this episode. Adren, by the way, real quick, whenever we do 2009, I'd like to have you back for that year, if that's if you're available.
You haven't done it yet?
No,
Yeah.
I'm saving it for a while. That's gonna be a good one. So
Was that we teamed that year, didn't we?
yeah. I think it's the only
Oh,
year we
so
teamed for MWC. Yeah.
there's probably some good infighting.
I don't think so. I don't remember infighting early with you.
It's-
I don't
it's-
really infight with
Brad.
teammates. So
No, fair enough, but I don't think we were very good friends back then.
no, we weren't. But yeah.
No, was that
Things
the?
didn't boil over super hard. I don't think until later. Though.
No, we probably kept it pretty professional. I'm sure. I
There
was
were some
probably
great flame wars of you guys on Marius Net. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I was probably a little pissed that we brought you on. I think I was against having you on the team because
Yeah,
I knew
that
you were
sounds
gonna.
about right.
I knew you were gonna be taking some of the roles that I was getting accustomed to, and I was not happy about
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
see that be happening. I guess I
Yeah.
don't blame you for that. I'd probably be maybe upset too. So.
Yeah, I think that's the only tournament we've ever played together in, though.
No, there was one other like off-season tournament I captained you in and then that. Oh, and then there was the TWS, like 2 TW like off-season tournaments before and after 09, I think. MWC 09, yeah.
Actually, I do vaguely remember one. I couldn't recall if it was just like a rabble game, and I think maybe it was a tournament game. It was on Sleepy Hollow Tro. And the reason it sticks out to me is because you are how you are with your captaining and making sure everything goes your way. And you told me to go to this one flag or to like do
I
something.
remember.
And I was just like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna go do this.
No, and then I was like, yeah, what you did was fine. Didn't matter. And then,
Yeah,
I ended
I think it worked
up,
out.
I ended up fire ringing my fucking melee or no, Merc's fetch. Merc's fetch fucking died. He was pissed about that. We ended up winning the game. Didn't matter. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, I think
Let's
so.
leave it there. We'll have an after party maybe. Thanks everybody for listening. Until next time. See ya.
Yeah, sounds good. Ciao.
Have a good one.
See you.